We're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cataclysm. I'm so sorry we missed two sessions, but between Hurricane Debbie and my time away from the house, um, eh, and we have things. Let me get my donks all done. Okay, good. Tonight we are back in the Cataclysm, and we're going to go ahead and switch to this tab. Make sure I got all of my online donkey donks right, and I do. Yay! And check one more time, and we're good. All right, so last time on D&D, our adventurers went to Vivi's home hut, where a lot of stuff happened. They realized that Vivi might have a little bit of a ADHD problem, or he might possibly be on meth. They're not sure yet.
I vote for the methamphetamines.
Czar was interrogated, and then she was released without any kind of damage done. And then she came back. Nightmare heard something lurking in the woods, and he threw his dagger at it, and shabam, hit her. But she had already been messed up by a curse. Barrett was like man on the spot when he heard the first sound of the blade leaving its sheath. Frank is still sleeping in the tent. And while everybody is clustered around Czar as Namriel uses, I believe it was remove curse. What was it?
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic. As he uses dispel magic, and an impromptu dance session began. Everybody's kind of dusting themselves off, giving them a good chuckle. Alyssa is still talking to John. Or talking at John with her hands, as you just finished your conversation, Umriel, with Barrett about how he recognizes her face, but he doesn't know from where. You still have a cooking competition to get to. It's probably midday, so you guys have got another day and a half. So you've got half of today, all day of tomorrow, plus the day of travel to get there to the Malaysian on time for the cooking competition. Any questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay. And
Nope.
and I'm so sorry. I forgot. Welcome everybody. I'm Sia, your DM. In our right corner we have Wicked Arya playing Urana. Urana, say hi.
Evening.
I'm so excited to start. I just started. In the left corner we've got Nightmare, who's playing Namriel. Nightmare, say hi.
Hello.
Okay. And now the board is yours.
Well, is that did John get a new token?
He did. Would you guys like to see it blown up?
Yeah.
So that's John.
Oh, he's too young for me.
Look at all the wrinkles. He's pushing.
That's just because he smiles a lot.
Very true. John is a pretty happy-go-lucky guy.
I want to know what the fuck is up with Frank. He slept through the entire commotion, and he shouldn't do that. He's a trained soldier.
Are you saying any of this out loud?
Yes.
Barrett stops dead in his tracks as you can see his face go pale.
You know something, fucker?
No, but we're trained. That shouldn't have happened. We need to go check on him like now.
Oh, she's fine, right? Yeah, we got her stabilized.
So Zara is completely stabilized. She's not completely healed. The curse did do a number on her. She's very tired, but she's in no longer in any danger. Namriel, you're following your Brana or going in front of you, Brana?
Following.
Okay. You guys get to the front of the tent. It's closed.
Oh, We lost her.
No, I'm here. I just didn't hear what you said.
No, we lost Wicked.
No. Wicked, come back. Oh, we did lose her. She's probably getting on her phone. Let's give her a minute. Yeah, she's getting on her phone. She couldn't take the headset probably.
Hey, give me a second. That headset went crazy.
You're fine. We can hear you well too, by the way.
It's all right. I'm gonna. It's all right. I'm just gonna put my headphones on. All right. Somebody say something.
Tacos.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Say something again.
Hello.
Tacos nacho cheese
Okay,
sauce.
much better.
All right, good deal.
All right. I'll just drop out of Clint's Discord. Yes. Anybody there?
Yeah, we're here now.
Yeah.
So you guys are
Yeah, I
at,
said I'm
say that one more time.
I am good to go.
Good deal. You guys get to the front of the tent and it is closed.
Throw that fucker open.
You throw the you throw the tent open, and Frank is not moving.
I'm not touching him.
I'm gonna lightly kick him.
You okay? Absolutely. You lightly kick Frank. He doesn't move.
Is he breathing?
Medicine check.
Check.
Well, think he might have done croaked.
But how? Hold on. Let me check. I think my medicine's higher than yours.
Oh, it is.
That's skill check, right? I get advantage on my first of the day.
You get advantage on your first roll of the day. That's an 18. You notice that
Perfect.
he is not breathing. He has not been breathing for a while. The body that Namriel kicked didn't have any give to it. So you do know that rigor mortis has set into the body. However,
He's dead.
However, without flipping the body over, because he is face down, you cannot determine the cause of death.
Oh, okay. Let's flip him.
All right.
You both turn the body and flip the body over. And you notice immediately, I'm not going to make you guys roll for it. He has had a death that you've only heard of in stories. It appears that the blood has boiled inside of his body and it exploded out of his mouth. He no longer has eyes. There's blood covering his entire face.
What the actual fuck?
He broke a blood oath.
Oh.
Namriel, you get a DM inspiration for that, sir.
I think I have 2 saved up now.
You
I
absolutely.
think I have one left.
I can't believe that you guys got that so quick. Thank you so much for remembering that little piece of
I
lore.
I remembered it from our last campaign. Whenever you break a blood oath, your blood literally boils out of your body.
Barrett is right behind you guys, and as you turn the body and he sees what happens, he begins cussing. There is no stopping this. He is hot. He is fucking livid. He turns around, he kicks at the dirt, And he's like, I could have sworn he was loyal.
Well, what oath did he break? He broke a blood oath, but we don't know which one.
Barrett, what oath could he have made, and to who?
We don't make blood oaths for our knights. Personal guards, yes. Bodyguards, yes. The Knights of Falkreath, no. They take a simple oath. It is not a blood oath. This was not our doing. But
Okay, so he broke somebody else's blood oath.
Which means he wasn't fucking loyal.
no shit. Sorry. I'm sorry. This is not your fault. We knew there were more snakes.
Don't worry about it. I've heard worse.
I
Namriel,
thought it was fucking weird.
Namriel, grab his other leg. Let's get him out and let's away from the prying eyes of the kids. Let's go and search him.
Take his bracers off. I need his bracers, guys.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull those off.
Okay, Barrett takes one leg.
You sure you don't want to, Barrett? You sure you don't want to check him in case he left a message about it?
That's what we're doing, but I want to do it in the woods so the kid don't see.
I'll
That's fair.
distract him. Oh, fuck. Now I gotta talk to him some more. Is there any way I can give up a feat so that I no longer understand the language?
No, once you learn it, it's yours.
Oh, fuck me.
You're fucked.
Namriel, Barrett grabs the right leg. Now that Frank is flipped over, he grabs the right leg and motions for you to take the left as he begins to drag the body.
I grab the left and start pulling it with him.
All right, so you guys managed to take it out in the woods, just a far bit away. As
I'm gonna stand right over here, so
I want,
it's out of their line.
I'm gonna roll for this. I don't usually roll for my NPCs, but I am gonna roll for this. Nightmare, I want you to roll a D20 for, or I'm so sorry, I'll roll a D20. I want you to roll investigation because we're gonna try to figure out what's going on here. Barrett got an 11. Holy
I got a
shit.
23.
Nice.
Okay, so since you rolled the highest, that doesn't count for your first skill check of the day because it's already hot. That shit. You and Barrett begin to go through what little bit of personal belongings Frank has.
I was not expecting to roll that high.
Barrett, of course, Namriel, you begin with the bracers. Barrett begins a thorough search of the corpse. He begins at the feet. He takes off the boots. He goes through every article of clothing. The only thing that Barrett finds is that on the back of his calf, there is a tattoo.
Can I get a description of it?
Look at this, Barrett says as he holds up the leg in a very disrespectful manner. He is still fucking pissed. As he holds the leg up, keep in mind that the tattoo would be facing upside down. It is roll me a history check with advantage because you have Penelope's corner. Or you read through Penelope's corner. And this again doesn't use your advantage.
It's a 14.
Okay, so the symbol you see is one of the symbols for the freed, not the faithful. It is a freed symbol. It is a cross that has been X'd out. So it kind of looks like an six-pointed asterisk.
Yeah.
And absolutely that is a mark of the freed. Sorry, real quick. You do manage to remove both sets of bracers without damage.
Fantastic. Barrett, quick question. Do y'all believe that the gods are still around, or do y'all just think they abandoned everyone? Because I never really asked that before.
Roll persuasion.
I can't believe you asked him that.
obviously part of the faithful.
Oh,
Oh.
I know.
So Barrett looks at you and he asks you a question in return. Are you talking about me personally or what my family beliefs are?
Both.
Me personally, I believe that the gods were real. I believe they are still out there somewhere, but I think they might have given up on us. My family believes, of course, in all the gods, and we still worship, but they're more along the lines of they're there, they're just not listening. I think they may be gone. I think this may be the end of our times. My family
Well,
still
you're
has
right on
hope.
one thing. You're
Wait,
right on one thing. They are here, but they aren't at the same time. They haven't given up. It's a long story. We'll talk about it more on the road. That symbol on his ankle is the symbol of the freed.
I didn't recognize it. I haven't seen this symbol before. I mean, I've heard of
Yeah,
a symbol,
I
but I've
got
never
it.
seen it.
Well, I learned a good bit reading through all the books in y'all's library, so I have y'all to thank for some of the knowledge I have now.
Shit.
Did we find anything else on his body?
No. Other than his nameplate, which Barrett takes reverently off of his chest plate, no.
All right.
Even though he's pissed, even though he is still fucking livid, he takes the time to gently remove the nameplate and he puts it in the same pocket where John's nameplate was after he took it off of John's corpse. Barrett looks at you. You don't know whether or not he believes you or not about what you just said about the gods, but he looks at you and he goes, "It would be nice to have some fucking hope." Yabrana, as they're doing that, you go back to the fire and you know just by looking at John that John absolutely understands what's going on. John is still, by the way, covered in dirt from his worm. Just so
oh
you know. Zara has slowly sat up and Vivi's in front of her, and Vivi, with Nicodemus still on his lap, is launching 1,000 questions in a combination of kobold and very, very poor common. Alyssa has her hands in her lap as she stares at the bracer that's covering her bond band.
gonna ask her if it hurts. I'm gonna get her attention and ask her if it's hurting.
She looks at you, and in the first time that she's directed these can't directly at you, you get the nuances since you were able to learn and pick it up as you progress through your travels. And now, where it was, you could probably get an idea of what she was saying. Now it's fluid as she signs with shaky hands. He's dead, isn't he? And then she goes on and goes, I had nothing to do with it. Nothing. I had nothing to do with it. Please believe me.
We don't think you had anything to do with it. Inside my brain, I'm like, that's really fucking suspicious. You didn't even attempt to even imply that she had anything to do with it.
That is absolutely correct. But you could tell
by...
Can you do me a favor? Can you do
Yeah.
me an insight check on Alyssa? This would be a good spot for it, and you haven't had one with her yet.
Oh, hold on. I need my eyeballs.
You probably do need your eyeballs for this.
Yeah. I'm always taking them off.
And that is exactly why I am not trying to get contact.
Contacts suck. You
Well,
look.
No,
that
I'm just
and
old.
I don't
I'm
want to melt it to my eye because of welding. So
I'm old, buddy. So now I have to remove my glasses in order to look at my phone. But then I need my glasses to look at anything that's more than 2 feet away from me,
oh my
which
god.
is the computer monitor. So bite my old ass.
Yabrana, you look at Alyssa and you see a very, very scared person. You don't know whether or not this is a trauma response or if this is genuine fear. But she's scared, but you can. I also want you to do a perception check for me, a good perception check.
Good thing my wisdom's so high.
Oh shit. You can tell by Alyssa's body language with your insight check and your perception check, you are pretty sure that she is just scared because she knows that you know that she's a spy. And she's terrified that she's going to be blamed for this. It's not an attempt to deflect. It's a genuine reaction to fear.
Give me your hands.
Alyssa immediately holds out her hands.
Calm down. We're fine. Nobody's accusing you. Nobody's even considered the option. Just breathe.
Two things happen when you say that. One, a very lone tear falls from her left eye. And the second, her shoulders relax. It's like, you know how after somebody gets scared, that first bit of relaxation afterward? That's exactly what you see. It is honest and genuine, and from everything that you could tell, she's being direct and honest between body language and her signs.
Good. All right. Everybody's fine. Everybody's relaxed. Only one person is dead.
For the moment.
It's good. All right. How long until the competition again?
So you got the half of day of today. Let's say that took about an hour between the thorough search and you talking to Alyssa and Vivi and John. We'll say about an hour has passed. You guys have got a little less than half of a day today. You got the full day tomorrow and then a day of travel.
Okay.
And we
So-
still have to gather supplies on our way there.
Yeah. So I think we take care of Frank and we got to get a move on, guys.
Yeah.
Zara looks up at you as she gently pats Vivi on the head as she goes, so I take it we're going to Cinebrat?
Oh, yeah. And you're coming with.
Fuck.
You could say you're being kidnapped. Don't make me have to tie you up.
I'm not, but does anybody have a makeup kit? Namriel,
Curious.
as she says that, you guys can hear the fuck in makeup kit as Barrett looks over at you and goes, burn it if you can. This piece of filth doesn't deserve a burial.
Step back.
Barrett steps way back.
I'm pointing at an inanimate object, so trying to hit it really doesn't matter. And it's like point blank.
Absolutely. You're doing the fire orb, right?
Chromatic orb with the fire element. Yep.
Roll a d20.
Oh, I'm terrified.
Your spell goes off without a hitch. It is just enough fire to consume the corpse without even scorching the grass or dry tinder underneath. All that's left of Frank
That was perfect.
is a pile of ashes. That does include the armor that you didn't take.
Damn, even the armor melted that easily.
Barrett looks at you and goes, "That's damn useful. Who needs a backup
It
kit?
really is.
And why?"
That one, I think.
Zara looks up, and you can just see the sarcasm on her face as one eyebrow goes up as she gestures to the left side of her face.
I'm sorry, do you not think you're ugly enough or something?
Fuck off. I need my disguise, please. Does anybody have a makeup kit? Barrett reaches into his
I don't
pocket.
think so.
No,
Oh, of course he would.
not the other pockets. As he reaches into a pocket and pulls out a very slim case as he chunks it to Czar. I'm actually going to make him roll for that too. Unfortunately, Barrett is still rather pissed off, so instead of just lightly chunking it, he hurls it. Czar, in an attempt to catch it, fumbles the catch as the makeup kit hits her right smack dab in the forehead. As you can hear an ooh coming from John.
Jesus.
Fuck. Thanks. Britt goes, "You're fucking welcome."
You guys are all a bunch of assholes.
Please tell
Except
me.
for you,
Yep.
John.
John, John laughs, and just so you know, he is still in a protective forward in front of Vivi. With your passive perceptions, which I know are high, you also notice that Czar has come behind Vivi to flank him to make sure that he's protected from both sides. Nobody asked her to do that. She did it on her own.
Good. Earn your keep, bitch.
John looks up at you and goes, "You haven't seen me drunk." Complete with
Terrible.
awkward giggle. Alyssa had dropped her hands as she watched the makeup kit fly over. Also, again, just I'm assuming that you do check to make sure that her bracer is on and there's no scorching on the outside of it, correct?
Yep.
So as you had her hands in your hands, you did check it by reflex, and it appears to be intact.
Oh yeah, Yabrana, you wanted me to grab these off of him. Here you go. I say as I hand her the bracers.
Excellent. How big is this city we're going to?
Dar says, "Well, Nabrat, I have a map."
And I have a good memory, so
All right. Czar reaches in to a hidden pocket in her boot and pulls out a map of Nabrat. Everybody, please refresh your screens if that didn't show for you.
It pulled up.
give me a minute. My Wi-Fi is being dumb now.
So it's decently sized.
Zars goes on to explain the map. She says, yeah, Nabrat's one of the bigger cities, and Lord Nabrat keeps it really nice. There's a huge palisade around the outside wall. There's a couple of checkpoints. I've got the permit for the checkpoint, so we shouldn't have any problems with that. The big, huge building right there at the big tree, that's going to be the Malaysian. The Malaysian's kind of like Well, it is what it is. It is a huge restaurant, tavern, hostel. It's huge. It's one of the biggest buildings in town. There's a Hollister. There's a Hollister.
Wow.
There's a Boatwright. There's a lot of different types of shops. You got the main townsfolk. It's highly taxed, but Lord Nabrat takes care of his people. Mostly. As she goes to roll the map back up, she says, anybody else want to take a longer look at it before I put it back?
No, I was just curious.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot to ask this whole time. Where's our fucking horse?
Your horse is holstered right here beside this big rock.
Okay, fabulous.
And you don't
Yes,
hear
we don't want to lose our supplies.
you don't hear any concerning whinnies or anything, so you can look over the tent and see that it's grazing and just doing horsey things.
Now we want to get a move on before. Like we want to get a
Yeah,
move
we
on
gotta
before
go.
anyone
We're
else
gonna get
shows
there in
up.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is VB. I've got the bucket and I've got all of my stuff that I need to take, and everything is packed. And see, I got a big pack, and let me go get it. As VB goes tearing off with John rushing behind him into his cabin, and you could hear rustling. As they come back out, they have a extremely large pack on their back.
Nice.
It is.
I'm gonna pick up Nicodemus that flew off of VV's shoulder when he took off.
Absolutely. You should have control of him. If you don't, let me know.
I do.
Nicodemus is grateful for the catch, as he giggles. As you can hear a little rat giggle. John takes one look at VV and goes, "Here, little man, let me take that." As he grunts as he takes the pack off. He's like, "Oh my God, what do you got in there?" VV goes, "Lots of stuff, all the cooking stuff. And I got the cookbook on me, and I got my extra clothes, and I got the bespelled water bucket, which is in the pack, and then I got a couple other things, and then I got everything that I think we're going to need." Yep.
Sounds good.
Barrett,
Yeehaw. Let's fucking go.
Barrett looks around and goes, "All right. Let's pack up." So all of you, I'm assuming all of you help pack up the tents.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm gonna go talk to BB. Let's sit down
All
and
right.
be like, okay, buddy,
Jackass.
are we sure we've got everything that we need? Because we're not turning around and coming back. So I need you to triple check all of your supplies and make sure you've got everything. You've got every cutting instrument, you got every pot and pan that you need, you got every seasoning that you have on hand. You need to pick anything from the garden. Like, just double check.
BB turns and looks at you and goes, "Oh, I may, but I did a thing since we decided on what recipes that we were going to do the other night. I actually wrote them down for everybody. Here." As he hands you 3 folded pieces of paper. If you guys will go to your handouts, please, you will see that there are now 3 recipes: cool turtle soup, crab ragoon, and river trout fillet.
Sounds great.
As me and Barrett are taking apart as me and Barrett are packing everything up, I want to grab the Dragon's Wrath short sword
Okay.
and hand it over to Barrett and say, "Put this in the bag, because as we get closer to the city, I don't want it to be seen as a threat."
I actually disagree with you. I think we need to be more of a threat, and I'll explain why.
No.
I'll explain why. Vivi slipped the net. Czar escaped. We need to be loaded for bear. I don't agree with that. I think we need to go and we need to.
In my opinion, I think it would be a lot more terrifying seeing someone who doesn't have a weapon materialize one in front of your eyes. I say as I throw the sword up in the air and recall it to my hand and it materializes.
Oh shit! And you hear in the back, "Oh shit!" coming from Czar. Okay. All right, I stand corrected as Barrett holds out his hand.
I resheath it and put it in his hand.
Barrett goes over to the pack. Yabrana, as Vivi hands you your 3 letters, he goes, I got one for Namriel too, because he's gonna be cooking with this. I got 3 for him. Namriel, I got stuff for you.
What is it?
Vivi hands you 3 notes, and he said, "They're the recipes that we're gonna do. I think I've got I think I got most of the ingredients. I think, we may have a problem with a couple of things. Let's see. Maybe it's gonna be the plum sauce, or it might be the pineapple. I think there's pineapple in one of these. It might be It's either plum sauce or pineapple. I think we're might have a problem finding some of those, but I know that the cream cheese that we can get there, and then we're gonna have the crab and the trout and the turtle, and that we've got all of that, and then most of the stuff that they should have. Maybe we need to take some more lemons because I don't have any lemons on my tree, so we might have to find some lemons.
And this is why I lived alone in the fucking woods, and I say that in common because he doesn't speak it.
But I do.
I say in common, you know, I'm really starting to reconsider genocide.
No genocides.
Vivi has no idea what you're saying, but he is going through some of the ingredients that you guys may have to keep an eye out for. If you would like to look through, if you guys see anything else that you guys want to keep your eyes out for while you're traveling, absolutely do
All of
so.
the items on the list.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we're not missing anything.
Okay. That's a lot of items.
Oh well.
So
you want us to show up unprepared?
No. Let's go ahead and mark off what you guys know that you will have access to then.
That would be great.
All right. So you will definitely have access to stuff like pickles, mayo, capers, hot sauce, salt, pepper, any of the oils required. But the herbs, you'll either need to test for them or find wild. So things like parsley, dill. So that means that you guys will have access to the plum sauce, but you won't have access to the pineapple. So you guys probably will need to try to find a pineapple or a pineapple type. Bay leaves, maybe some cayenne. Absolutely have Worcestershire sauce and tomato puree. We'll have access to eggs. Let's see. What else are we missing? So it looks like yeah, so all the herbs listed, so you guys are going to need to be on the lookout for a bay leaf, parsley, dillweed, garlic, could be wild or not. You should have access to all of that. That's for the regular.
If I find someone going to the competition, can I just kill them?
No. I mean,
Damn.
You can, but that's on your conscience.
Cayenne and bay leaf. Everything else you guys should have access to, or will be able to test for if you can't find them wild. Vivi is, by the way, on John's back, upside down, head in his pack, as he's going through and he's recounting the things that he does have.
Perfect.
John has got one hand reached out, holding him up by a leg, so that way he doesn't fall into the pack entirely. By this point, the tents are packed up. You guys have got enough daylight left to proceed. What
The
would you
fact
like
that
to do?
people were willing to kill him over a book and not his mouth is insane.
Oh, that's great. You guys go back. Everything's packed up. Do you guys decide to leave the map?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, you guys
About time we get on out of here.
are back to. Oh, Frank is deceased. Let me delete his token. All right, and keep in mind you do have your horse with you. It is Vivi, Yabrana, Alyssa, Namriel, John, Barrett, Czar, and Nicodemus, plus a horse. As you guys leave the little area, Vivi goes, ooh, we need to go back down and up and around, and we need to go to the left.
We shall follow your lead, sir, but stick close. John, watch him.
On it.
Don't run your mouth too much either. I whisper that under my breath.
You hear, you're not supposed to be in there. Go away. You hear Barrett go, good fucking luck. Yabrana, would you like to move the party with your token, and I'll just follow along with everybody else?
I want to... How was that roll? Oh. Both of those are equally as bad. I didn't see shit.
Namriel, I take it that you're trying to get a good perception on the area.
Yeah.
Other than it being late, other than it being late afternoon and a very nice breeze coming off of the river, you don't sense shit.
All right, which way are we going, buddy?
Ooh, this way. As Vivi starts walking down the area, John and everybody else follows. Namriel, you're with Yabrana.
Yep.
All right, and as you guys get down to the bottom and turn around, Vivi is just like, John is having a hard time with Vivi. Vivi is walking a couple of steps, and then something catches his attention, and he rushes off into the underbrush. Go, no, that's not it. As he continues to do this for a bit, which means that you guys take a while to get to where you're going. Vivi, before he gets to the big stone monolith in the center, and before he passes it, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a dried flower. He takes that flower and he places it in front of the stone obelisk as he bows his head for a minute.
Interesting.
What was that for?
I pray. My parents prayed. I pray. Like the stone. It's a big stone. I think if my prayers are done to a big thing, then they'll be really big and really loud, and they'll reach my parents. And I like to leave flowers or stones or rocks. Sometimes I leave teeth, but most of the time it's the flowers, because this is my mom's favorite flower. Is he holds up the dried flower that he just placed on the stone, and you notice that it's a dried yellow daisy.
Nice. All right.
Yep, I like
Moving
it.
along, sir.
Okay, we go this way. John just shakes his
Yeah,
head.
let's not linger in one spot for too long.
Vivi goes, "Oh, marigolds!" As he goes and snatches up a handful of them. Goes, "Oh, these smell really good." As he begins to again move to the left, Czar.
Hold on. Make sure I'm not missing any ingredients. Oh, Jesus. I forgot what everything looks like.
Oh my god.
Yabrana, you look around for some of the herbs, and all of the plants in this area just look green.
maybe I'll have some better luck. Yeah.
Now, Marielle, you look around for some of the ingredients that you know that you're missing, and you don't see any that are ready to harvest. You see some young bay leaves, but they're not ready yet.
All right.
Okay, because you
I
guys
love how I still haven't had to use my skill check yet.
no everything that you've rolled has been high. I mean, that's a
Well, besides the dual nat 1.
Hey, Ty.
yeah.
Hey, old
Okay,
man.
couldn't really do
How you
nothing
doing,
with that.
buddy?
As
Are
Vivi
you better?
as
I
Vivi
don't know how I
goes,
managed that.
and you guys get into the new area. Let me do a little bit of DM stuff down here. Ignore everything that's going on. Sorry, I gotta yoink all your tokens for just a hot minute, just so that way I can
If we
get my
wanted to
groups.
metagame, all we had to do is pull up the stream. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that would be fucked up. Don't do that.
And that's exactly why I'm not on the stream. It's exactly why.
Okay, so neat. Oh no, there's multiples of you. Oh no.
Oh, what did you do?
Why is that there? That doesn't go there. It must have been hidden. Okay, can you guys access your tokens?
Give me 2 seconds. My computer is frozen for some reason. Yes.
Okay, so you guys come out to a very large riverbank. This is the part that was the top of the waterfall, where you some of the cultists. There is it's a beautiful area. The water is crystal clear. However, it's running too fast for you guys to tell if there's anything in the water. As you come out, you can see that there is a broken boat on your side of the river. There is an unbroken boat on your side of the river, and there is a partially submerged boat on the opposite side of the river.
You messed up because I can move the boat.
No, you guys are supposed to be able to move the boat, but
Oh,
yep.
okay.
Vivi goes, yep. This is the place. This is where we go. This is how we go. As he clambers up the rocks and goes, he said, this boat here, this boat is a good boat. However, the boat can only take like 2 people at a time. So we can decide who stays and or who goes and how many people go on the boat and how many people go across. Nightmare, what was that investigation for, sir?
Just looking around to see if I can see anything we may need or if there's just anything around to notice.
So you notice that the boat is in very good repair. It is a 2-man Johnny boat, so only 2 people can get into it at a time.
All right. I mean, I'll stay here with the rest of the party and then be one of the last few to cross. I mean,
Barrett looks around and goes, Vivi, how much further out is where we need to be? Vivi looks at him and goes, well, it's not very far. It's like maybe we'll get there before dusk, but we'll probably need to set up our tents and rest again before we can go fishing because the fish don't bite at night. But we might have to fight some crabs, but I don't know. The crabs are really big. Did I tell you that? Crabs are really, really big. We just gotta be careful. As Vivi
Hey, John.
clambers into the boat.
what if I
John,
just
you're with
wow
Vivi.
freeze 'em?
John goes, no worries. As he gets in, he pats Vivi on top of the head, and as the huge pack kind of rumbles against the boat, John goes,
Oh, wait a second. You're being funny. What's on the other side of the river?
the other side of the river? Well, we got to go to the other side of the river, and then we'll get to the other. So there's this binky thing, and then we go over the binky thing, and then we're at the spot where all of the water no, that's not right. Tortoises are on land and turtles are in the water. Water turtles and the trout and the crabs.
Mariard, give me strength to deal with this child.
You hear the turning of your coin, the gentle flip, flip, flip.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
The gentle flip, flip, flip of a coin tossing.
Toy tossing? Okay. Somebody needs some coffee.
Oh, that would be lovely. Can we go make coffee?
I think I'm just going to. Mariar is going to decide to give Yabrana a little bit of a boost. I'm going to give her a little bit of an energy boost and a little bit of a calm. Kind of like an adrenaline rush without the edge. You know what I mean?
That is well within your God's purview to do. And you also notice that as the blessing hits you, that you are absolutely able to just at a glance tell what kind of flowers are in your immediate vicinity. This boon will last you for the next 10 hours.
Sweet.
I'm sorry.
All
Let's
right.
make that 12. Let's make that 12.
So, 2 people can get in the boat at a time, but 1 person has to bring the boat back.
Yep.
It's a lot of trips. How deep is this river?
Oh, it's deep. It's really deep here because the waterfall's on the other side. And if you try to swim it, you'll get sucked under and you'll go over the waterfall. I only did it like once, but the knife was very upset with me. I thought it was fun.
Okay. I got an idea. I know that we cut up some rope, but didn't we have 250 length, 50-foot lengths of rope?
You do. Well,
All right.
One's 50 foot, the other one's kind of like 30 because you did use some to cut off for the levers. So you probably got a good 80 feet of rope left.
How wide is this bank?
Each tile is 5 feet.
So 35 feet. All right, John, you're going to take one end of this rope.
Cool.
And you're going to take it across with you.
John takes it, gives a slight bow of his head as he loops it around his left wrist.
Fabulous. All right, you're going to take it. When you get on the other side of the bank, both of you are going to get out of the boat, and you're going to secure the rope to it, and we'll pull the boat back over to this side. Nobody's getting left alone over there.
Barrett says, that's a really good fucking idea. John nods. Czar is kind of...
I want to try something.
What do you want to try, bud?
Look at that last roll I made.
So that's a religion check. What would you like to do?
I want to try and reach out to Atrarum or I'm forgetting how to pronounce it, but I want to reach out to him and see if I can get help with making a path straight across using both of his affinities, gravity and water.
Oh, absolutely. You put that wish out there. Do you say it out loud? Do you put it in your head? How is this getting
saying
across?
it in my head.
Okay,
I'm saying it in my head.
Roll me a D100.
$43.
Without knowing the results of that, what do you do?
I want to try and channel Acharim's water affinity and his control over gravity to influence my Ray of Frost spell to make a strong yet a very strong yet almost immovable path of ice across the top layer that's like right in front of me.
You focus. Your prayer is sent.
And I'm doing this with the hand that has the casting focus too.
As you hold your hand out, as you visualize what you would like to happen, you could see in front of you a very narrow walkway of ice. It's just enough for one person to go through.
I put one foot on it and start putting a good bit of my weight down on it. Does it crack? Does it wobble or anything?
No, it feels completely solid under your feet, like you're walking on concrete.
I then start walking across it.
There's where I want you to stop.
Right here?
Right in the
Okay.
middle. So as you get out into the middle, you can hear crumbling behind you as after you have passed, the walkway is melting away. And it's happening very quickly.
Because fuck
All right,
you.
John. Let's stick with the plan, buddy.
Okay, that is a spell. That is not a cantrip. Roll me a d20.
That's a 2. I don't care. I can hit the water a little bit, but
So your natural motion would be enough to get you across, especially since the bridge in front of you isn't done. However, you still attempt to jump.
Yeah.
It
Have fun going down the waterfall.
It doesn't go very well. So the ice that you're standing on, when you go to jump, as you put your force down and as you go to jump up, it breaks underneath you. You have just enough lift to make it across, but you don't stick the landing. Roll me a 1d5.
I don't care.
Roll me a 1d5 for landing on your knees awkwardly, please.
4.
Okay, so you take half of that in damage, so you take 2 damage and you have a very scruffed up pair of pants.
Oh.
You can hear Barrett from behind you go, and you couldn't have made it last a little longer?
It's not my fault.
Sucks to suck.
John shakes his head. As he gets in the boat, he positions himself and Vivi in the center as he begins to row across.
With the rope.
With the rope attached to his left arm. As he rows across, very quickly, because he just rows. As they...
I got lucky it lasted as long as it did for me, so...
As Vivi gets off and goes, ooh, you can make ice. Can you do that at any time? Can you do it, like, all the time? Because, like, a glass of sweet iced tea would be awesome.
Most?
That's amazing. What else can you do? As Vivi launches into a billion questions. It is a mix of common and kobold, so not a lot of it's making sense. As John just shakes his head, he ties the rope to the prow of the boat. As he waves across, he goes, Yabrana, it's ready.
All right, Barrett, come help me pull it back.
Barrett comes up right beside you as you both grab a piece of the rope as you pull the boat back across the water.
Honestly, I think my chromatic orb might have been enough to freeze all of that. Like a solid walkway.
Alyssa and Barrett are next.
Barrett holds out his hand for Alyssa as he performs a courtly bow. Madame, your chariot awaits.
Orb.
As you can see that
Somebody punch him in the fucking throat.
Zara reaches out to punch him in the fucking throat, and Barrett parries. He goes, "Nice try. Too slow." As he holds his other arm out, one arm is blocking Czar, and the other one he's holding out for Alyssa, as he's got just a shit-eating grin on his face as he's staring Czar in the eye. He's not even paying attention to Alyssa. He's staring Czar in the eye. There you go. Too slow. Alyssa just shakes her head and goes around everyone and climbs into the boat herself. Barrett goes, "Oh, you're no fun," as he releases Czar and climbs into the boat. As he goes, "Hey,
Make sure that you have the rope."
Barrett wiggles the rope. It has become a little loose, so he does the same thing that John did. He unhooks it from the boat, he wraps it around his left wrist, and he begins to paddle. Yvonne, I gotta move your token just a second.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. And Barrett gets across as he sings something. You're pretty sure it has to do with drunken sailors, but you're not entirely sure. As you can see Alyssa's shoulders just shaking. Namriel, you can hear more of it because you're on the other side of the river and the flow is not that great. As you hear the last part of, "What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor?" As Alyssa is just grinning like a loon and Barrett's just being silly. Alyssa gets out of the boat. Barrett gets out of the boat. He ties the rope again to the prow as he says, "It's ready." Zara steps up and
You
goes,
okay to help me pull it?
"I am." As you go to pull, she gives a very sharp tug as the boat kind of rocks, and she grins, "Slow my damn ass." As without any assistance from you, she pulls it in herself. And she grins as she's holding the other end of the rope. So do we leave this side here, or do we take it with us?
We take it with us because we'll have the boats come back.
She rolls it up, unhooks it from the boat, and jumps in the rowing position.
So were you really going to punch him in the throat?
She whispers like really, really low, "I was going to pull it, but yeah."
I didn't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to pull it a little bit, but yeah.
Gotta work on those reflexes. Are you just a little slow because you're sick? Because we fucked you up? Or
Zara looks over at you as she loosens her shoulders and grabs both paddles of the boat. And she looks at you and goes, "I am so fucking off my game, it's not even funny. I'm better than this. But I don't know if it's, I don't know, dwarves, dragonborn, fucking kobolds, weird guys, dead people, being stabbed, being cursed, my leg being broken, being taken hostage, all my people fucking dying, then being betrayed by one of my friends. So I'm a little, and she takes her hand off of the row and does that little inch symbol with her two fingers. I'm a little off my game."
okay. I do have to warn you, one of us in the group is also a major fucking pervert.
Oh, wonderful. As she begins to
I pat her
row,
on the shoulder and I go, "Let's go."
she rows across. Fucking goddamn perverts. As she lands the boat, and everybody I gotta undo the thingy.
I'm gonna lean close to her as we're about to get off the boat, and I'm gonna whisper in her ear, "It's like, I think we're gonna be friends."
Zara looks at you and goes, in a very low conspiratorial voice, she goes, "I haven't had one of those in a while. Sounds like fun."
At least not an authentic one.
Next time I tell you to punch somebody in the throat, aim for their kidney.
Zara winks at you
Yeah.
and nods her head. Fuck
As long
yeah.
as it's not me.
You didn't hear any of that. We are conspiratorially whispering. Girl talk.
Yeah, but you can notice that nobody's actually noticing that you guys are whispering, except Namriel. Do you notice? Are you paying attention, or are you distracted by VP?
Yeah.
Namriel
I
notices,
tuned
but
out a little. I tuned that fucker out like an hour ago.
Vivi is still asking you a billion questions, by the way. You notice, Barrett doesn't notice, Alyssa doesn't notice, but John does notice. I think only because he's staring at you, Yabrana. You guys get to the opposite side of the river. The boat is secured on the bank because John and Czar both take ends of it. And they move it further inland just so that way they can move it. You guys are on the other side of the river. Yabrana, you notice that there are flowers on this side of the bank. Did you want to investigate them?
Yes. Oh, can I also look for the coffee ingredients?
Absolutely, you can.
Sorry, I hit the wrong one.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. So you could tell that there are two flowers on this side, and they are both water lilies. The pink ones are more common. The yellow ones are more rare. You do find stinging nettles on the bank, which is one of the ingredients for the coffee.
Am I missing anything for the coffee, or is that the last thing I was missing?
You already have the dogweed, the stinging nettles, and then you need cilantro.
Cilantro.
And I
Okay.
deserve a fucking DM inspiration for remembering that shit.
Yeah, because I sure as hell fucking didn't. I need cilantro. There we go.
You, however, don't find anything that's on the list for the cooking supplies.
Oh well. It is what it is.
Most of the condiments and seasonings are going to be supplied. But you said something earlier that they would have to be identified. So then that means it would be a blind taste test.
That is what was implied, yes.
Okay.
So
See,
you-
I remember sometimes.
So
Sometimes.
you can either try to find it wild, or you can try to rely on your, oh god, there's a term for it. What's the term for when you palate? You can rely on your
Yeah.
palate. There goes. We don't have a whole lot of daylight left. Let's go ahead and get to the other side of this hill, and you can see right past
Yeah.
the ridge that you guys are on to the north. There is a dip. It's kind of like this river is higher, so then you got a little bit of a land formation that kind of slopes down, and then it goes to that second paired river beside it. So it's not hard to transverse. You just have to walk across.
I can use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. Now, Marielle, before I forget, I want you to put 43 in your chat log, please.
43?
Yep. Thank you. Just so that way I can pull that up later.
Oh, that was to do with the fucking religion roll, god damn it. You have made me terrified.
Who was it that said
What are
during
you
who
steaming?
who was it that said during the stream something about it was something a couple streams ago. Somebody put something in chat about D&D. Who
I
what?
don't remember.
Me terrify you on purpose? Oh no. I would never.
Yeah, I thought you were a good person.
I am.
Yeah,
It's
keep
just-
that shit in mind when we're playing D&D.
It's just that's going to come in handy later. That's a
Okay. Okay. Is it, all I want to know, is it very bad? I don't care if it's kind of bad. Is it very bad?
No, that wasn't in my.
No?
That was not a critical hit.
Fantastic.
That was not a critical roll. So no, I'm just
Okay,
more than
fantastic.
anything. More than anything, I'm just fucking with you because it's fun.
As long as it is not fucking terrible,
No,
I'm fine with it. I don't care what you got planned as long as it doesn't involve my neck snapping 180 degrees.
No, that would require a crit, and even then, none of my crits are
She
dead.
would never kill us that quickly.
None
Yes,
of
you would.
none
Yes,
of-
you would.
none of the crits like that are insta kills. Just so you guys know, there's nothing that's an
Cool.
insta kill. There's nothing that you guys can fail on with the wild magic. It will fuck you guys up, and it may come close, but nothing will be a critical. Nothing will be an insta kill. I'm absolutely not going to do that to you guys. The wild magic rolls
Fucking
are just
fantastic.
the wild magic rolls are just for a little bit of flavor and context and just something to have fun with. Yes, there will be consequences to rolls. Yes, they can be pretty bad, but they will not be insta kills.
Oh no, the consequences of our own fucking dumbass actions.
Well, I mean, unless it hits like a villager or something whose health points are less than 5, or if your health points are less than 5. Let's just say that you guys want to make sure you don't go
Fantastic.
health points less below 5, please. All right, so you guys are on the other side of the river. What do you do?
I don't know. I'm just following Arya at this point.
Let's move.
All right, so you guys, I'm gonna do another DM thing where I get everybody clustered together, just so it's easier for me to move everybody to the next map. Yoink. Let's get a grouping. Come on, group. Okay, as you guys go to the next area, we're gonna have a little bit of a descriptor here. And I think I have you guys at the north.
Is that a shark?
It is not a shark.
That's a big fucking turtle.
Yes. Yes, they are big fucking turtles. I'm glad you noticed. And then paste. There we go. You guys come.
And some big fucking crabs.
Vivi did warn you about the crabs. In his defense. So as Vivi comes out,
Look, when you said big crabs, I wasn't thinking like a fucking 25-foot crab.
well, it may have been a slight underestimation, but to him, that is really big.
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit.
So as you
I
guys,
was thinking like
I just looked at it. Oh my god. What the fuck?
and we need to take it alive with us?
yes.
They want that shit back alive?
Vivi told you
It
that
has to be prep.
Vivi told you guys that somebody brought a fire drake.
There's gonna be a lot of me praying to my God if we think we're gonna get that shit back.
And please, and please note that it's just a bonus if they're alive. So, but you guys may want that bonus.
So I'm gonna take the crab trap that I made, the little 5-foot by 5-foot crab trap, and we'll look at it, and I'm just gonna throw it away. It's like, okay, just
What?
toss it.
Okay.
Toss it.
Vivi, what? A big crab was
I needed for a
calling it
crab.
a big crab ain't even doing this thing justice. This
Fucking
thing,
monstrosity.
yeah,
Yeah, but they're
this
not.
thing ain't a fucking big crab. This is
Yeah, but they're not as big as the big turtles. Wait a minute, turtles are the ones in water. Tortoises on the one on land. The big land tortoises, you have to be careful because they will turn you into a snack. I told you that they try to eat each other. It's really yeah. So like I was trying to tell you, Brana, the other night at the fire. So the way that you do that is that you have to do it, and you have to do them, and you have to get the pinchers, and you have to do them with rope, and then you have to kind of like put them on their back and drag them. Because if you flip them over on their back, it doesn't hurt the leg meat, and the outside of the crab, it kind of protects it, so you can kind of slide it. But yeah, they're big. I told you they were big. Yep. Big
We're
crabs.
gonna have to expand your vocabulary. 'Cause
That's not
big.
big.
Oh,
That's
That's
enormous.
fucking huge.
vocab. What kind of food is that?
It's not a food. It's
a size.
So
Well, he's asking about vocabulary. Vocabulary
Ah.
is the amount of words and knowledge of what those words mean.
So now that they're actually on the map, I'm going to pull out the tabs for these guys and make them appropriate size. So now that you guys have seen them.
Oh, fuck me.
So you have one really, really big one that's close. However, they're doing crab things and they haven't noticed you. You got a
How
moderate...
the fuck are we expected to catch that bitch?
Oh, I know. As Vivi takes the cookbook out of his back pocket and he flips and he flips and he flips, and then he holds the book out away from him, as you guys can see that there's an article on river crabs.
I feel like something about creatures this size would have been listed in Penelope's corner.
They're natural flora and they don't really have to do with rumors or people. So, I mean, you can
Crabs the size of a building deserve its own thing. Let me not.
I mean, Vivi has an article in his cookbook about it, but you can absolutely do a history check with advantage on Penelope Corner and see if there's anything in there that you can remember.
Well,
Okay,
it don't
so
matter anyway.
You basically got to get the bitch flipped over and secure its claws. It's bonus points if they're alive. It's not necessary, but if we bring them alive, extra points.
Worst case, we just put the some bitch 6 feet under.
Don't you want the extra points?
I'm more worried about trying not to get cut in half. That fucking claw is about bigger than me.
That is not exaggeration. Yeah, those things could probably do some damage.
Okay, hold on.
Can I describe the map now?
Yes,
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry.
No worries. You guys come out along this beautiful riverbank. There are flowers, plants. There's a huge down tree in front of you, which is what is blocking the humongous crabs from noticing you. That and the fact that it's getting dark. There is a ginormous turtle to the southwest of you guys, and it looks like they are busily munching on lily pads. You guys can hear the water flow. There's a lot of plants along the bank. You do notice the water is very clear. There are some bits of boat, and it looks like there may be some other wooden things underneath the water. There are huge fish. There are smaller fish. There are definitely turtles. You can see at first glance there's 2, 3, maybe 4 that are underneath the water that you can see. They're pretty big size for a turtle, but you can probably assume that if you catch one of the smaller ones, it will fit in Vivi's bucket, the spelled water bucket. There is a very cool breeze coming across the water as everything begins to dim as night is falling.
The only thing stopping me from making a house out here is the size of these fucking creatures, bro.
There it goes.
Seems like a very...
Well, let's hope everything goes to sleep. I guess I'll start it with the tents. Vivi looks up and goes, yeah. Vivi, when hunt, he says very, very slowly and common. And Vivi starts flipping through his book again. As he goes, morning for the fishes is best. and he tries to say this is very, very, and is very broken common. Morning for the fishes is best. Turtles, probably midday, and then the crabs, definitely when they're sleeping. So we might be able to get the crabs soon. See, look, as he holds out the book again.
Yeah, hold on.
Hey, I set up a message with Yabrana. I say, hey, when we have downtime, try and teach him a little bit more common, because Huge does not do these things justice.
Wicked, did we lose you?
No, I'm sorry. I was looking at some of my information. I was just trying to see if I had anything that would be helpful.
Listen, just when we got more downtime, Arya, try and teach him some common.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a lot
Well,
easier for
I'll
all
work
of us.
on it.
Vivi is
I'll work
He's
busily
on
got
it.
flipping through his book again. Barrett, Alyssa, John, and Czar both start to unpack tents. And get them
All
set
right,
up.
hold on.
Yeah, you guys have fun unloading all that. I'm gonna plot how I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch.
Well, I can try something, but we got to be ready to jump on top of him as soon as I do it. You got some rope?
I got 150 feet plus
Okay.
whatever we didn't use.
All right. Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, what?
Oh shit!
Okay,
I'm casting haste on Yabrana.
okay. Everybody is out of the way, but Vivi. Everybody else is putting up tents. Yabrana, which crab are you targeting? The really, really big one or
The closest
small?
one.
Okay. That is a
Might as well go big or go home.
that is a conjuration
Yeah.
spell. All right.
He's just within range. Oh, it's 90 feet of range. Never mind. Yeah, he's in range.
All right.
And
So
haste isn't an attack spell or a healing spell. It's kind of a support. So
yeah, transmutation is not in my list of approved healing spells, and neither is entangle. It's a conjuration 1, transmutation 3. So let's do this in order. Yabrana, you started everything with an entangle. Roll me a d20.
oh fuck.
Nightmare, you rolled hasted action and you chose to cast it on Yabrana. Roll me a d20.
Oh,
That's the second time we've gotten that one back to back, me and you.
yeah, it is. Fuck.
Okay. This is what happens. Yabrana, you cast entangle. However, it does not entangle your target. What it does do is that it entangles the complete area, a 20-foot square, starting from you. Everybody needs to roll me a strength check against Yabrana's spell save DC, which I think is a 10 for this, but double check that for me. So I need strength checks from both you and Namriel, and then I'll roll a d20 for Vivi.
Oh fucking hell.
Your spell save DC is a 15. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
You're looking at hers is a 14.
No, it's a 14.
Mine's a 15.
Okay, 14. All right, Namriel, that is a failed save. You are entangled. Vivi is a fail save. He is entangled. Yabrana, strength check.
Oh, I didn't know I needed to do one.
Yeah.
Yabrana, you are not entangled. However, the haste spell then kicks in, which does not affect the intended target of Yabrana. However, it does affect the crab, sending it in an almost comical scurry across the top of the water to the opposite side of the bank. This is no longer a crab. Sorry, that's art.
Well, all I have to do is break concentration and the spell ends. So
That is very true. There's no longer.
I think haste is concentration. No, it's up to a minute, so it'll wear off on its own.
Yeah, that crab is across the water. They're fucking gone. Vivi looks down and goes, "Oh, these are really pretty. Are they vines? What do we have vines for? Is it supposed to do the thing? What are we supposed to do with this?" As
I have broken concentration and they melt away.
oh,
So,
pretty.
long story short, our spells backfire.
But here's the thing: you see that one crab under the water right there?
Uh huh.
Round 2.
So you're
No.
So you're targeting the second crab. Okay.
No, I'm targeting the one under the water.
Oh, the little itty bittier one.
The slightly smaller one, yeah.
Oh, good looking out for you finding that. Let me get a tab for them. Crab.
She didn't even know that one existed.
No, dude, there's a lot of stuff in this map.
Oh, that's fully understandable.
So this one is a more manageable. It's probably about 5 feet. Well, I mean, it's probably
Hey, Vivi,
about 10
step back a little bit more.
So that'd be 2. Yeah, no, that's 10 feet. It's
John, get Vivi.
John. John drops what he was doing, leaving the tent pole to fall and get entangled up in Czar, as he rushes to Vivi, grabs him in his arms, and yoinks him up on his shoulders. Vivi, you can hear a little squee of happiness as John does that. As John takes him, I'm just going to take him over here and show him how to put together a tent. As he walks away.
Thank you.
All right, give me a D20, please, on that second entangle.
Round 2. Hey, at least the haste spell
Sorry.
didn't cause it to aggro towards us, so
All right, and we're going
That's
to...
all
What are the
I'm
odds of
happy
getting 2 back, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so your entangle actually rises up. Will you want to describe how it works?
The vines are just gonna go float from the bank into the water and just envelop the crab where it can't move. And so I'm gonna tell, without breaking concentration, I'm gonna tell Namriel, I've got it. You got to get in the water and disable its claws. Get bit.
Jump into the water, pull the 150 feet of rope out, bring my knife back to me, and I'm like holding the Dragon's Wrath short sword in my mouth as I'm like trying to tie and knot its claws down.
Okay, so we're going to take your previous roll for this action that you had, and well, let's just say even entangled, the crab isn't too happy about having their claws bound. So
I'm sure.
they end up trying to scurry away from it, but they can't move. So
Good.
They try to pincer you, and in the process, you end up on its back. Everybody is taking a look. They stop their tent duties as they move closer to the bank. As they're watching you now rodeo the crab. We're gonna do dueling D20s, okay? So he has 2 claws and you have 2 sections of rope, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna do round to round. D20s only. And you have initiative first. So you roll the first D20 and we'll see how long it takes you to rodeo the crab.
No,
That's an
I am
11.
holding concentration.
You
that's one.
absolutely get the first claw. You take the rope and you loop it. You just loop it in the perfect way. It slams that claw shut. You guys now have 1 claw and 1 length of rope left. Roll me another D20. Oh,
Oh, nice.
So not
Yes.
so Namriel, with a flourish, you rodeo that damn crab. It looks like you've been riding crabs your entire life. You know each way it's going to move. And thanks to your Brana's vines, it ain't moving much. So with a flourish, you loop that second claw, and then you loop all of the legs together, and you tie it up in a nice little bow with a handle on the underside of the crab, so that way you guys can hold it and drag it by its top shell.
Damn, I got
Nice.
all the legs too.
You did.
All right, since he's got it, I'm gonna break concentration.
And I'm gonna start trying to drag the fucker up.
That's the shallow part of the river. You will have no problem dragging it, especially since it's incapacitated and you have a
Fantastic.
handle on it. You towed it out of the water like you are it. They are your bitch. Which they are.
Got the son bitch.
You-
Somebody's gonna have to stay on watch all night to keep the turtles away from eating this crab, though.
That's true. I'll look over across the bank and point at that motherfucker and say, I'm gonna come back for yo ass. You're next.
Which one's sleep? There it is. So you guys rough up the water. It is now getting pretty dark. Let me get you guys a campfire out. I'm so sorry. I did not expect it to be nighttime when we came here, so I didn't have anything set up.
Let's just leave him upside down.
You absolutely can leave them upside down. You guys.
That way, even if he does manage to break one of his legs free, he ain't going anywhere.
You guys notice that the tents are pretty much. I'm so sorry. I've got to send those to different layers. Oh, nope, wrong layer.
Hey, Vivi, is this a big enough crab?
Phoebe looks at it and goes, yeah, that's a really good crab. That's a good sized crab. That's got lots of leg meat on it. It should be okay. It's a really good crab. As you notice, the way the tents are laid out, they are behind the big, huge fucking turtle that is still kind of like just chilling at the water's edge. Putting the tents up did not seem to affect it any. It's just doing turtle-y things. You guys absolutely have the crab. It is alive. It will need to be submerged every 6 hours or so, just to make sure that it stays nice and fresh. You can also do that by using a canteen. It's just gotta have like water in its mouth when it's on land. But while you're out here by the rivers, you can just put it in the water. You'll have to make sure it's securely tied.
Oh yeah, we can
Yeah.
keep it in the water and secure it to that broken down tree. But somebody is going to have to keep the turtles away from it because it can't defend itself.
Well, I mean, I did kind of just wrap it up, so I'll leave that to someone else.
Well, you were only able to wrap it up because I was holding it down.
We're lucky it didn't.
What was that noise?
Eh.
Guys,
Sure.
I got to step away for just a second to use the restroom. I will be right back. You guys decide how you're going to secure the crab for the night. I'll be back.
So, do we just want to have someone at the tree, or do we just want to, like, every couple hours walk it over to the water and dunk it in there?
What I think we should do is try and make a little makeshift barrier in the water so that it's at least safe. You know, like take some of these tree branches or whatever. But somebody's still gonna have to keep an eye on it all night long. I say we keep it in the water so it stays as fresh as possible.
So we just tie it to a tree and try and build a little barrier around it?
Yeah, just a little bit, make it a little bit harder for it to get eaten.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I say John, Barrett, and myself will alternate who's watching it.
Everybody will alternate. We'll be good.
Oh. We just gotta keep eyes on it. And that's the only real concern.
My dog's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he was when I was down there as well.
So, very sorry about the delay. If I hadn't been goozling tea like it was my job, that wouldn't happen. Yeah,
Did you say goozling?
I did, just to fuck with you.
Oh.
What
the fuck, Lulu? The fuck? I'm kind of nibbly.
Yeah, I know. I was like seriously hardcore thinking about going to grab my sushi, but I'll grab it later. So what did you guys decide to do with the crab?
Motherfuckers got sushi.
Dude,
We did have sushi, and I made my husband menudo for his birthday.
Which is very, very tasty.
I'm
I just don't
throwing
like
hands over the damn phone.
Try. I'm just gonna eat the salad that was left over. So I don't want to eat my sushi because I know Clint's gonna want some.
Well, I've got a whole thing that I have it open. After the stream, we'll get into it and you can share it with me.
No, I'll be good. I'm gonna eat the salad like a normal, responsible adult. Oh, I also have cookies.
You do also have cookies. They're in the pink bowl on top of the...
I already found them.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a salad and then ruin it by having cookies.
It's not ruining it. I miss cookies so damn much. I have
Enjoy it while you can.
I have some sugar-free ones, but I haven't opened them yet because I don't want to get into them until I'm ready for cookies. Okay, so what did you guys decide to do with the crab?
Secure it to the tree and keep it in water, and then all of us are just gonna rotate out watching it. And we're also gonna have to build a barrier in the water to stop turtles from getting to it.
Absolutely. There's plenty of fallen trees. Who would like to roll the survival, what is it for that roll? I think it's wilderness survival.
You got a better survival than I do.
And that would be with advantage.
I'll give it a shot.
With Yabrana, because you're a dwarf and you've been out in the wilderness for so long. Oh, absolutely. You effortlessly put together kind of like a little, it looks like a little barrier. It's in the water and out on top of the water. It takes you about an hour to do. And in that time, all of your companions are sitting around the fire as Vivi is cooking something that smells delicious.
All right, I'm gonna pat the crab. Like, sorry, buddy. And I'm gonna go back over here.
I'm gonna sit right here on the fallen tree.
I'm gonna say one down, two more to go.
Yup. I'm just listening into their conversation right now.
Okay,
Keeping an eye on the crab.
It's a pretty animated one. it looks like Czar has taken the vocabulary quip to heart as they are peering at the cookbook with Vivi. And of course, John and Czar are again flanking Vivi. Again, Czar is doing this of her own volition. Oh, sorry, Ubrana, I twisted your token and I don't know how to fix it.
It's fine.
But you're sideways. Barrett is beside Alyssa, and Barrett is talking. Alyssa is nodding along, making subtle hand gestures that you can't see because evidently you're upside down. Let me fix that. That's gonna bug me if I don't fix it. Yoink. Here, Brana, get you a decent damn token down here. There you go. Czar is looking at the book and saying different common words and giving context. Vivi is surprisingly silent through this as they're kind of like absorbing stuff. John has his eye out as the pot on the stove begins to boil. The pot on the fire pit begins to try to boil over.
Hey, at least someone's teaching them.
Motherfucker, I need time. I gotta space out my interactions.
I know, but I'm saying someone's working on it.
Czar.
I know sarcasm when I hear it, dick.
I wasn't trying to be sarcastic with that.
Is that through message, or are you guys shouting this across the way?
Oh, message. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, not a problem. So, as the pot begins to boil over, Alyssa lifts the lid. As you can tell that Vivi has made some kind of noodle soup. It has a very, very interesting aroma. It's almost like it's got a really, really heavy kind of pork flavoring to it or smell to it with a strong scent of garlic and onions. It smells delicious.
Smells absolutely amazing. I'm gonna sit down. I'm like, all right, we got the crab. That means Alyssa's gonna be responsible for getting the fish, because obviously she's better than you, Barrett.
Hey!
So now all you gotta do is get the turtles.
Vivi is so blessedly silent as Alyssa looks up, and she's already she was in the process of dipping out stew, so she takes her cup that she's using as a soup bowl, she sets it down and signs, "I still have the fishing tackle, and I still have. Well, I'll need a new stick for my cane. What watch do you want me to do?"
We'll figure it out. Let's eat first.
Alyssa signs, "Fuck yeah," as she takes the soup, and Vivi goes, no, wait. Vivi gets up and goes to the pack that John's actually put to the side. He rummages around in it and brings back out a paper, waxy kind of bag. As he brings it back to the fire, opens it up, and it is a bread. Good, baked, hard outside, nice soft inside. As he passes it to Alyssa, and he goes, you dip, eat soup. Very good. And as he lays the packet of bread out beside the fire pit for everybody to grab as needed. Czar brings his attention back around to what she was showing as John reaches in his pack, gets out a travel bowl and 2 mugs, and he begins to dip out soup, presumably for Vivi and Czar. Everybody begins to eat.
Fabulous.
Barrett goes, well, I mean, yeah, I can see how the fishing would. We need to find her a good casting stick, though. I'll take a look as soon as it's daylight to see if I can't find any cane reeds. Those are really good. Do we want to go back and get the boat? Because I think fishing from the center of the river might be beneficial, but I'm going to need somebody to help me go get it.
If one of y'all want to stand on watch, I will.
Barrett says, well, no time like the present. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
You made it where I can't click my token, bitch.
I'm so sorry. I fix. There you go. You should be able to move it. We are going to drop down for Namriel and Barrett. We will be right back.
Okay.
Nightmare, switch channels.
Just drag me.
Okay, yeah. Yoink.
It's
And
really good.
yoink. So, Namriel, you're alone with Barrett. You guys are going back over the cross of it. Oh no. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yup, I can hear you.
Wonderful. You and Barrett are finally alone. There's nobody else over here. You're a good ways out. You're actually going toward getting the boat. Barrett goes, so,
What's up?
the gods are still here? They're still real?
Yeah.
Ha-
I say Achorum out loud. I want to see if he says anything to it. Or if he just can't hear it.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see the red and blue flashes. Atrium is definitely listening. What do you want to do?
Did Barrett react to me saying it? Like, did he make any sign? And I'm gonna do something with that.
So Barrett does understand when you say atrium. He can hear you. He understands the word.
I hold out my hand and pull water from the atmosphere, just water vapor, and create one like big water droplet. And I'm just using Acharum's influence for it. And then it freezes and gets really heavy. And it's just floating above my hands, so he can't tell. As I say, here, hold this. And I let it slide off of my hand and into his. And it just makes his hand fall to the ground.
Okay, I also want you to do another religion check, please.
All right. That's a 19.
You're allowed, your God is allowed to tell Barrett one word when his hands touch his magically created artifact. What one word does your God tell Barrett to give him hope?
Believe. It can't get much more straightforward than that.
Barrett looks up at you because, of course, he's crouched down now and he's got his hands wrapped around the side of him. As he looks up and he goes, I'll try my best.
That wasn't me you heard, Barrett.
You don't know whether or not he believes you or not, but the artifact that you've created,
Question to the DM. Barrett hasn't seen my dragon form, has he? He still believes them to be like myths and such. Yeah?
that is correct. No, he has not seen your dragon form. He's seen you change shape and he's seen your wings from when you guys were where you flew up to see if there was anybody following Czar. He's seen the dragon wings. He's seen the glowing eyes from when you tried to intimidate Czar, but he's not seen your actual shape. And you have plenty of room on that bank. What do you do?
Barrett, just watch. As my body starts to revert to its young dragon form, wings spread out as my palish white skin begins to fade into a radiant golden yellow color, almost like the sun is shining in the middle of the night.
Barrett looks up at you with a combination of confusion and a little bit of awe as he very tentatively reaches out his hand and he snatches it back just before he touches you.
Go ahead. I won't hurt you.
Barrett touches
I'm
this.
doing this to show you that even though they may not respond now, they're still there.
Barrett slowly extends his hand and he touches your scales. And he proceeds to just hold his hand there as he's just, again, the mixture of confusion and awe is on his face. As he looks up into your eyes, because you're with your younger dragon form, you're still a big fucking dragon. As he looks up, as he goes, this is amazing. This is you? This is truly you?
Yes.
How?
I've heard stories of how we came to be. There were originally a limited number of dragons. And I go off by naming all of the different colors, but stopping before I say sun. It's just I don't have all the colors memorized, so
That'll be all the primary colors plus the chromatic colors plus the gems, because we're using the entire dragon thing. So it's a little bit of a trip.
I name all of them, and I say, my father. I'm just gonna call him Knight for now. He wasn't always the sun progenitor.
Barrett looks up and goes, that's the second time I've heard you use the word progenitor. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you switch back? My brain just cannot compute right now. Can you switch back?
Yeah. I revert back to my human look.
As you do so, his hand is still on your neck as he slowly removes his hand and he goes, okay, first, let's go grab the boat. Second, what the fuck is a progenitor?
Okay. Think of the progenitor as the head or the very first being of a line.
So you're talking like the first tree or the first crab or something like that? Am I following right?
Kinda.
But
when a progenitor
dragons.
When a progenitor dies, every child that it's had is erased.
Okay.
Progenitor is the first being of a race to exist. There's a progenitor for all of the dragon colors that I've mentioned before.
Okay. All right. So makes sense. All right. That makes sense.
And here's the other thing. When I mentioned that sun dragons used to not exist, I'm talking way before the gods died off. There was a person named Nightmare, and he was a gold dragonborn.
All right, I'm following along.
He had a party, and they went around and helped Tortall back when King Jonathan was alive.
So we're talking like ancient history then. All right,
Yes.
I'm following along so far.
Well, he wanted to be a real dragon. He didn't want to be limited by the span of his half human, half dragon blood. He didn't want to die of old age.
Okay.
So after they overthrew Karthak and helped their friend get free of a curse, his party helped him become what he wanted, the progenitor, the creator of the Sun Dragons.
So that's your dad.
That is, yes.
Okay, and since you exist, then they exist?
He's still alive.
Oh, good. At least I don't have to worry about you disappearing on me anytime soon. Okay, good. Good.
I
Who
think
else?
right now he's in slumber.
You know, as dangerous as you are, I wouldn't want to meet your dad. Just saying. No offense meant.
You really don't.
All right. I've got a lot to think about. Do you mind? Let's take the boat back, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you mind taking first watch?
yeah, I'm fine with that.
Good deal. All right. So you guys take the boat and you bring it back to the area. Barrett is quiet on your return, but it doesn't seem like it's a disturbed quiet. It's more like a contempt. I don't know how to say that word.
Contemplating.
Contemplative silence. Yes. So we're gonna bring you back up to Wicked.
All right.
We'll continue.
Hello.
Hola.
I think we're back. Yabrana, what did you do while Barrett and Namriel were going and getting the boat?
I was looking around for cilantro.
You guys keep going. I'm gonna run and get something to drink.
You
Okay.
you absolutely find cilantro.
Sweet. All right. Yay. I have cilantro now. So I have the stuff that I need. The crab is okay.
So you go and check on the crab. I'm assuming after you ate.
Yeah, I've been standing guard over the crab after I ate
Okay, so
and looking just in the area.
so your barricade is working fine. The crab is absolutely fine underwater. It's not even really struggling. It looks like it appears to, after the sun went down, it is completely comatose. It's asleep. But it's breathing just fine. It's wiggling in its sleep. It's still absolutely alive.
Oh, so tired.
Do you say
It's
that
weird
out?
to have company over 2 days in a row. Oh, no, that was just in general. But yes.
Where is my...
All right, somebody swap with me.
As you say that, Numriel and Barrett come back across. They have brought the boat. And we'll just wait for him to get back.
Okay.
I'm here. I'm just getting food. So
Okay.
go
You're
ahead.
good. What are you eating?
Yeah. What are you eating?
Uh, hamburger steak thingy things.
Ooh.
Ah, sounds good too.
Yep. Namriel, you and Barrett come across with the boat just as you hear your Brana ask for somebody to take her place.
I got you, Brana.
Okay. I am
Nom,
going
nom, nom.
down for a nap.
Okay, Yabrana, pick a tent. You guys will have to double up. There are only 4 tents. So pick your
I just
partner.
need someone to come swap out with me in a couple hours so I can recover.
Azar says, I'll swap out with you. What are the shifts? What shift are we every 2? How many people are watching shift? As Barrett and John both raise their hand.
So Alyssa won't be, and Vivi won't be. Everybody else can take a shift.
Okay, so who do you choose for your tent partner, Yabrana?
I'll take Vivi.
Because yay,
Oh,
sleepover.
God.
He snatches his book back as he comes running to you and goes, yay, sleepover. And he dives headfirst into the tent and begins to read around to make himself comfortable.
Sweet. I'm gonna pass the fuck out.
It doesn't take you very long until you go to sleep. Alyssa decides that she is actually going to take this tent here. John does not take a tent. John goes to the side of your tent, leans against the side after he's sure that you're asleep, and just kind of sits up there. Czar decides
Fucking
to
weird.
tent with Alyssa, and Barrett goes to the other unoccupied tent. Namriel leaving you alone with the crab. Have you eaten?
No.
There is still that the soup stew noodle stuff has been put to the side. Bread has been left out, but it's all covered where insects and stuff can't get to it. You absolutely can't eat before you take your watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and eat and then start watch, I guess.
On your watch, what do you decide to do?
I'm just gonna walk around and then every few minutes come back and make sure nothing has tried to fuck with the crab.
Okay, so when you go back to the tile that you were just on, please. On the, a little bit, that one, like 2, one more. One more to the right. There
I
you
didn't
go.
get that far. I went boom, boom.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so show me where you were then, if that wasn't that tile that you stepped on.
I went from like here
Okay.
to here and then up
And then over.
over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're making your rounds. It's a peaceful night. You can hear frogs. You can hear a couple of splashes from maybe fish, maybe turtles. You're not sure. But they don't come anywhere near you. They're off in the distance. It seems either the campfire or the human presence has scared most of the smaller critters away. As a light mist begins to fall. You don't notice anything unusual. Your 2 hours of watch pass by peacefully.
I was gonna check and see if something weird was going on. When you said you don't notice anything unusual, I was gonna be like,
If you would like to make a perception check or an investigation of something in particular, you're more than
I was
welcome
gonna
to.
do perception and arcana.
All right, so do both, please.
I was gonna double roll to see if I could notice anything or feel anything. Oh,
You're you're not sure if it's the food. You're not sure if it's the conversation you had earlier or the prayers you had earlier with Atrium. But your perception is keen. You notice everything. And other than the flora and fauna doing what they're supposed to do, you don't notice anything in particular. You do notice that the big tortoise has actually fallen asleep. You can hear the bubbles rise from his nostrils. He's got his head tucked under the water for some ungodly reason. As you can hear the bubbles being slowly released as they exhale while they're underwater. The frogs, dude. The frogs are on it, man. That light mist. They got them feeling froggy, so they're doing their best renditions of froggy music that they possibly can. It is, by the way, a new moon. So there's not a lot of moonlight, but the starlight is pretty bright. It's
I'm just gonna
peaceful.
cover my arm with reflective scales, like the golden yellow scales. Any light that is hitting them gets reflected off of them,
You are aware
just so
that
I can see a little bit better throughout the night.
absolutely. I know something you can absolutely do. And no, it doesn't take a that's your innate skill. It doesn't take anything to do that.
Yep.
With your Arcana check,
I'm not doing super big changes, so I can actually use it whenever I need it.
yeah, your Arcana check comes back with nothing. You can feel the slight buzz from your companions, but that's normal level. There's nothing in there. You get a huge fucking ping off the blade in Vivi's pocket. You get a slightly stronger buzz though from Zara than you expected, but other than that, nothing.
It could be because now she's rested and she's had time to recover from catching a knife to her chest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just my guess.
Your 2 hours ends, and you know that Zara is the next one on watch. What do you do?
I'm just going to go rest by the campfire. That way I'm right in the middle of everything, so in case anything does happen, I'll be one of the first ones to be able to respond. Kind of a win-win.
Okay, do you wake Zara for her shift?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Not a problem. You get to the front of the tent. It looks like it's been left open a crack. Alyssa is very deeply sleeping. You can hear a slight snore come from her. As you approach the tent, you notice that Zara is still awake. It looks like she has a book of some kind, and she has a very small light emitting from her palm so she can read.
Well, it's gonna come wake you for your shift, but it seems like you're already up.
I am. It's been a day. I take it my time's up. Your time's up. My time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
She very gingerly
I'll be.
crawls around Alyssa, by the way, as she comes out of the tent.
Well, if anything happens, I'll be by the fire. Can't really bother with cramped spaces anyway.
Understandable. As you go back to the fire, you notice that John is asleep, but as you go to move past him, one eye cracks open, and then him noticing you, he puts his eyelid back down, and it appears he goes right back to sleep.
Damn, you are hell-bent on protecting her, I say as I look over at him.
You can see a slight rumble as John is trying to hold back his giggle as he just pretends to sink deeper into sleep. Czar goes around, checks to see where you're going to be, and goes out, and she sits right on the log. You can assume protecting the crab.
I'm gonna go ahead and replenish my sorcery points and all that. So keep talking.
Okay, so you'll have a long rest. Ubrana, you have a long rest.
Mm.
2 more hours pass by as, again, Zara does the same as you did. It looks like well, I mean, if I don't mess up her token. And I messed up her token. Of course I did. You get over there. As Zara makes her rounds, again, you hear nothing out of the ordinary. Her footsteps are surprisingly light as you sleep. Watch has changed. And the last watch of the evening, before dawn, Ubrana, you can hear a slight scratch at your tent door.
Right. I'm up.
Ubrana, as you exit the tent, you could see where John has put himself, and he is really in a deep sleep. However, you can notice that as soon as you spoke, it did rouse him a smidge, but not hearing anything too terribly bad. It's like in
He
Twilight.
doesn't fucking sleep. I'm gonna knock him out myself.
Barrett giggles and goes, "Look, you can't blame the guy. He's just doing what you asked him to. I don't think I could sleep. So I'll just sit by the fire." Ubrana,
Check on my crab.
your watch has started. So you took on the crab. He's doing absolutely great. It's still nighttime. They are still like asleep. As you begin your watch, false dawn begins probably about 30 minutes after your watch begins. So you actually can see a little bit better. What do you do?
Let's see. If anything's changed in the area.
Is that just a general, or are you looking for plants? Are you looking at flowers?
I'm just checking to see if there's anything going on.
All right, so go back to that last tile that you were on under the tree, close to your tent, please.
That one right here?
Yep. So you get under the tree and you notice something interesting.
I love interesting things.
There is a bird's nest. It's probably about 25 feet up on that very far extending branch. You don't
want a pet bird.
You don't notice any birds in it, but you do see that there is a little bit of fluff on hanging. That's what caught your eye, the bird fluff fluttering in the wind.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what's in there, but you can assume it is a bird's nest.
Okay, get a closer look.
If you climb the tree.
Let's see, that would be...
Oh. You've spent so much time in the woods climbing trees, it's nothing to you. It's like second nature. Your small, compact dwarf form allows you to get a good grip and scuttle around on up that tree as you peer into the bird's nest. Inside the nest is a lone baby bird. It's kind of big for a baby bird. It's probably about the size of your palm, maybe bigger. Probably the size of your hand. Even though you have smaller hands than everybody else, it looks like a pretty big bird for a baby bird. It barely has any feathers at all, so it kind of looks like a bald chicken. But you do notice something. Give me a... Check it out. The actual bird, please. I'll take that nature check. Absolutely. The bird has odd-colored talons and claws. They're blue.
I mean, it's cute, but like, are there any signs of adult birds? Like,
no.
Or did it look abandoned?
There's no sign of adult birds, and the bird is asleep.
Does it look skinny?
Do a medicine check. Sorry, I have you rolling. So, oh yeah, no, that bird hadn't eaten in a while.
Aw. Okay, I'm gonna scuttle down the tree and I'm gonna try and find something that birds eat. Worms, right?
Yeah,
All right, worms, crickets, whatever.
Yeah, worms, small insects, crickets.
So I assume that'd be a survival check. Oh, didn't find any worms.
No, you didn't find any worms, but you do remember that there is still a covered pot of stew and noodles on.
Yeah, but can birds eat stew?
That is
eat noodles.
That is a very good question. Roll me a history check.
Dang.
Oh,
You know,
I know the answer to this one.
You know, birds are omnivores, so they can eat either flesh or plants. When it's easier for baby birds to eat macerated things.
Okay.
Pork is just another type of meat. You don't think there's anything too spicy in the stew that could potentially hurt them. It's the broth especially would be a good bit, and possibly some of the pork.
Okay. I'm gonna just sum up and let it cool down, and I'm gonna balance the bowl and I'm gonna go back up. I'd say give it a good 15-20 minutes for it to cool off from the campfire.
Okay, and during that time you don't hear anything unperturbed. Same sounds that Nightmares heard all night long. The sun's beginning to rise, but it's not quite risen yet, so you've got that beautiful false dawn light. Absolutely, you scurry back up the tree. Absolutely no problems. Bowl in hand.
It's like, hey there, little birdie.
Wow.
I'm gonna squish it up, like squish the food as much as I can, and I'm gonna try and feed it to him.
So you do your best with your bare hands. You get more soup and stew around the poor thing than in it. But you do get enough. That one solitary squawk, however, is all you get, as they do try their very best to do. They don't know what to do with the bowl though. So you do your best. You tip the bowl, you get some good in there. This little belly rounds out just a smidge. So yeah, you could say that he's got a pretty decent meal.
I'm gonna pick him up and put him in my bodice, and I'm telling him, like, even though I can't speak birds, I'm gonna be like, you're coming with me.
Nicodemus, who is in your pocket, scurries up and watches as you transport the little bird from its nest into your bodice, as they get in there with the little bird and start washing it.
Aw, you're so cute. Fucking weirdo.
Nicodemus, do you say that out
Please
loud?
tell me you say that out loud to him.
I did.
So as you
like in a cute way.
As you say, little weirdo, Nicodemus looks up at you, gives you a rat equivalent of hush you with his paws and a little chirp as he goes back to diligently cleaning the little baby bird, or the big baby bird to him. It's almost the same size.
And
as him.
I couldn't identify the bird, correct?
That is correct. You know it's a bird. You know that it was sick. It hadn't been fed, and it has blue colored beak and claws.
Okay. All right.
Let me take a look at it whenever I get up.
Yeah.
You managed to absolutely get down from the tree, no problem, as your shift is coming to an end. Is there anything else you'd like to do before your shift ends and everybody wakes up?
No, I think I'm good.
Dawn breaks over the horizon. You can hear various people, get ready. You can hear John. It's like that man's got a timer on or something. The second that first ray of sunlight hits, he is up. No fuss, no muss, no wait. He just bounces up like he's a freaking Jack in the Box. The first thing he does is pokes his head into the tent to check on Vivi. Czar comes out hearing the various rustling sounds as Barrett is still awake beside the fireplace, and Namriel is still snoozing, and so is Alyssa. You can hear slight snores coming from Alyssa.
Okay. Sorry, I have
Oh
to
yeah,
run out
Liller,
get a drink.
I got something I want to discuss. It's like an idea for my character, but that's going to be after the session.
Absolutely. I love character development.
Well, it kind of ties in with the whole sun dragon thing.
Well, yeah, we left that open ended so that way you could grow. We didn't want to. We didn't want
But
to.
no,
Yeah, we
I'll
didn't want to pigeonhole
I'll
you
bring
into
that up
something.
after stream.
All right, Namriel, there are people rustling around you. You gradually wake up. It's the start of a new day.
I'm just absorbed in taking care of my bird.
Namriel, you notice that Yabrana is diligently fixated on her bosom.
Interesting.
Staring at it. Interesting.
What you got there, Yabrana?
A birdie.
Ooh, let me see. I like birds.
Thank you. I'll take it out and show it to him.
Bonk. Oh.
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 So, what was that history roll for?
Trying to identify the bird.
Oh boy.
Damn.
So, that bird, who you don't know the color of its feathers or anything, but you automatically notice the blue beak and the blue feet. Oh no. So that, my friend, it's not just a regular
Griffin?
little birdlet. That's a harpy eagle chick.
Aw.
Oh.
Now, let me expound on what a harpy eagle is, because that was a fantastic roll. Harpy eagles grow to be about 40 feet wide, wingspan included, when they're full grown.
Damn.
So their bodies are probably about 3 or 4 horse lengths long, and their wingspan is 40 feet.
Nice.
They're extremely rare birds, and they rarely survive being chicks because the eggs are so small in comparison to the parents that other birds kidnap the eggs and try to incubate them. But once they realize that it's not their egg, they abandon them.
Aw.
Which
So-
seems like that's what happened to this one.
Harpy eagles are extremely rare. Now, what do you decide to do with this information?
I. So, Yabrana, you mind if I care for the bird? Because I happen to know a lot about them.
But it's my bird. I found it.
You can keep the bird, but would you mind if I took care of it for a bit?
What if you taking care of it means it won't bond with me?
You'll still be spending most of the time with it.
Fine. Split custody. And
Fair
I get every
enough.
weekend.
Fair enough.
Namriel, because that history check
right.
was so exquisite, you know that you can feed it the broth, but you know that you have to find a hollow tube to do so.
Hey,
Give him the bird.
does anyone here happen to have a hollow tube by chance?
Are there any reeds in the water? We could find that.
Ooh, yeah.
You can absolutely go check.
Okay, so Yabrana,
Yeah,
this is a harpy eagle.
I don't
It
know
is
what that
a
is.
like it's a very rare bird that gets very, very big. 40-foot wingspan, right?
That is correct.
Wow.
And I remember most of the stuff that they like, which is why I was asking if I could also take care of it.
Okay, there you go.
Now, Marielle, you are now in
Thank you.
possession of the birdle.
Are there any hollow tubes, reeds, or something like that lying around?
Yeah, you'd have to go to the water edge to check.
I walk over there with the birdie
So there,
very, very carefully.
so at absolutely there are reeds growing all up along the riverbank. There are some very close to you, that are hollow reeds.
Nice.
Uh, Fantastic. Let me grab one of them. Well, let me grab a couple of them in case I end up losing one.
Okay, so roll me a d20. We'll see how many you collect successfully.
6.
Okay, keep them in good repair, and they should last you about 6 months. Which hopefully by then
Fantastic.
you wouldn't need them anymore. But that's neither here nor there. So you have feeding utensils for the bird. What do you do?
I'm going to take 5 of them and drop them into my bag of holding. And I'm going to. Oh yeah, is the crab still good? Like nothing's
Absolutely.
happened to it or anything.
You look at the crab. The crab is beginning to come awake. So they're starting to squirm a little bit, but they are well and truly tied, so they can't go anywhere. They look to be in great condition.
Fan-fucking-tastic. All
Um,
right, I'm gonna walk back up here to where that. Oh, do I need to move back or?
no. You're absolutely fine. As everybody else had taken watch, with the exception of John, Alyssa, and Vivi, you notice that Barrett is rigging up a couple of different fishing poles. It looks like he has one for everyone.
Ooh, fun.
I'm going to establish a message to Barrett.
Barrett consents.
I say, how are you doing, Barrett?
Do you understand how odd it
Can
is to
I
have?
hear any of this?
No, the message spells are split separately. So I can have one to
Okay.
you, but I can have one to him as well. They won't join together.
Okay. Just wondering.
I think I'd have to dual cast them in order for that to happen, and I don't think I have quicken cast.
You would be right on
I don't have
both of
quicken
those
spell yet.
assumptions. Barrett goes, do you know how odd it is to hear your voice inside my head?
That's
Just
what spells do.
and why didn't you tell your Brana that thing's going to grow awful slow?
I might have not remembered that.
Yeah, that thing's going to grow awful slow.
It'll be all right. We'll end up taking care of it.
We set out with 4 people. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counting Nicodemus because the rat has a name, and now 9.
9
The harp
counting
eagle.
the bird, and 10 counting the giant fucking crab.
You know, it's times like this I regret that I did not pack more whiskey. Fishing pole?
No,
Where's Nicodemus's fishing pole?
I'm busy with the bird.
Barrett looks up. I assume you say that out loud, yeah?
Yeah.
Barrett looks up at you and goes, well, shit. Hold on. As he rummages around, finds a stick, evidently from the other sticks that he's collected, and makes a very small miniature fishing pole. These are cane poles,
Aw.
by the way. They're using.
I love a cane pole.
Yeah, it looks like they're using just regular cotton twine, with hooks. Barrett is evidently he packed really well. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 adult size poles and 1 Nicodemus size pole. As Barrett goes, the only thing I couldn't get was bait. And you can hear Vivi as he puts it. I know where we can find some bait. I know where bait is. I know.
All right, let's go find some. I'm gonna go with them.
As they are doing that, I'm going to take the soup, which I assume was just left out overnight, like
It was.
sealed up.
It was. So there should be enough for everybody to have
And
breakfast as well.
I'm going to pull some of the liquid out and feed it to the bird. Because you did say it could have the liquid from it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So you're busy feeding baby birds. Wicked, you, after Vivi said that he knows where the bait is, him and John get up as Vivi starts taking off his clothes. He's just down to his loincloth as he jumps into the water and begins to swim around literally like a fish. John, trying to take his boots off to get into the water with Vivi, almost face plants because he's trying to get in there so quick. He didn't expect Vivi to just strip and jump. So he's working on getting situated so he can follow him in. Vivi is just swimming in little circles right here at the bank, opening and closing his mouth in rapid succession. And he makes about 5 or 6 different circles when he jumps out and proceeds to open his mouth as little minnows fall out. What got stuck? Bait fish. Bait fish, it's like they're not really tasty. They're very slimy if they're not cooked. So that was gross. But we got bait fish.
Gross.
They don't taste very good. I'm going to go.
All right.
Well, sometimes it is useful. Shit.
Do you say that out loud?
Me?
Yeah, Namriel. Do you say that out loud?
What's her name's been teaching him some words, so I'm gonna mutter it.
Okay, Vivi doesn't hear you. John, having had one boot off, one boot on, just kind of shakes his
I
head.
want to get on that dagger's bad side.
Takes his other boot off, rolls up his pant legs as he follows Vivi back to the campfire where Vivi dips himself out a bowl of food. Yabrana, you're at the lake edge, or you're at the river edge where there is probably about 24 shiner minnows.
All right, I'm gonna fish. I guess where's the boat?
Wait, so Vivi's over here by me?
Yes.
Oh, almost everyone is. Okay.
Yabrana, the boat is
Who'd you lose?
the boat is right here. Do you get in the boat?
Yes.
You can take one person with you.
Get in the boat.
Who do you choose?
Nope. I already fucked off. They ain't paying attention.
All
I
right.
can't move the boat though.
I'll fix the boat permissions. There you go. You are in the boat and you proceed to fish. John, Alyssa, and Czar come down to where Vivi left the bait fish, and they string up and they decide to do a little bit of side casting. The turtle is still asleep, but John gets between Alyssa and the turtle just in case. Czar gets underneath the fallen tree, and she puts her legs in the water as she begins to cast out. Namriel, you, Barrett, and Vivi are still at the fire.
I'm just feeding the bird.
Vivi eats, finishes, grabs his pole, and goes. Huh? Where I go? He goes to sit next to Alyssa. Barrett grabs the last remaining pole and he goes out where he can keep an eye on the crab as he casts out as well. Yabrana, that's a very good call. We're going to roll for survival. My guys are going to roll 20s and we're going to see what we get. To get a river trout alive, undamaged, you have to roll better than a 17.
Okay.
You can assume that the
Well,
bucket
I
has
didn't catch shit because that was a 5.
You can assume that the bucket can hold 2 trout, just so that way you guys have a backup.
Well,
So-
I mean, with your survival modifier, you have.
I would have advantage, but I think I rolled double 5s, so it's just a shitty cast.
You haven't been
Well,
fishing in
hold
a
on.
while, Yabrana, so your first cast is probably a little shitty.
Yeah.
Namriel, you're
You have a 7 out of 20 chance of actually catching it. So, I mean, that's better than I would. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
not a problem. Namriel,
You're fine.
the baby bird is very well fed. What do you do with them?
Right.
Did-
Um, what do they like in their nests? Do I remember that?
You can assume that something
I
soft.
mean, that was a.
You would need something soft just for comfort. You would need something like cotton or linen at the bottom for the unavoidable bird mess that they're going to make. You could use grass or hay for that as well. Something that's enclosed so that way they feel safe and secure, but not where you can crush them.
Vivi is still over here next to me, yeah?
No, Vivi's grabbed his fishing pole and he's down there chatting a mile a
Oh, yeah,
minute
he
to
left.
Alyssa
So I'm the
as
only one.
hello,
Okay.
viewer.
I'm gonna use my change shape feature just to alter my chest piece so that it has a like decent sized little pocket that he can sit comfortably in while I collect stuff to make him a nest.
Wonderful. Yabrana, I will address your
So I'm
roles
gonna be
here just a second.
So I'm going to be collecting sticks, any feathers I see lying around on the ground, grass, leaves,
Okay, just
stuff that'll soften up. Go ahead.
Yeah, just for shits and gigs, give me a survival check and we'll see what you find. And
That's a
then
10.
do you make the adjustment to your clothing detachable so that way you guys can...
Yes. It's literally, it's like it's an open pocket that's just like attached to the armor with little pins.
Absolutely. So you find just enough stuff around you to make the bird comfortable. They're well fed. They get into your little makeshift nest and they go to sleep. Yabrana, I will address all of those roles that you just had in just a second because we have some more casting to do. We're going to cast for, in this order, Czar, Vivi, Alyssa, John, Barrett, and then we're going to come back to your cast, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think all of those were her casts.
Okay, so starting with Czar. Czar casts her line, but doesn't catch anything. Vivi casts his line and catches a fish. However, it's a river bass and not a river trout. So you guys add one bass. Let me put that down here. Bass. You guys have one bass. Alyssa casts but doesn't catch anything. John casts but doesn't catch anything. Barrett casts and catches a fish, but again, it's not a trout. Yabrana, your second cast, that 5.
Dude, quit taking your shit off of my.
Yeah, you're just getting used to casting.
No,
You pretty much knew that wasn't going to do anything. So we start another round. So another 5. Nightmare, do you go to fish, or are you just hanging with your bird or the bird for the moment?
I'm keeping an eye on the bird and making sure it's doing all right. I'm also gonna move a bit closer to the log so I can also see the crab.
Okay. So the barricade that Yabrana built yesterday is holding very strong. The crab is wiggling, trying to escape its bonds, but it's not going anywhere.
It's not.
All right, so we're going to do another round of fishing for everybody. Czar, Vivi, Alyssa, John, Barrett.
I kind of doubted it would be able to get out of. I doubt it would be able to get its legs out of the tie I got him in because of that 20 that I rolled.
Oh yeah, no, they are well and truly shackled.
I'm just keeping an eye on it to make sure. And the off chance that it doesn't get far.
Okay, Yabrana, you've gotten your feet up from under you. You kind of got the feel for the rod and the rod in your hand. You make an excellent cast, and you do, in fact, land a trout. So you have one of the 2 trouts that you guys need. Trout. Do you want to describe how you reel it in? Anything, or just like, yes, I got one, and pocket it?
What?
You reel in a fish. It's a trout. What do you do with it?
How many do we have?
So you have one bass and one trout, and you caught the trout.
Okay. Well, I don't have the bucket, so I guess I'm gonna have to back to shore and drop it off.
Okay, you get back to shore, but you're not.
You need the trout, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the trout that you need. You get back to shore. You know that Vivi had the bucket supposed to be in his pack.
Okay. There's the bucket's full.
You don't know where the bucket is. You know that Vivi was supposed to have the bucket, but you don't see the bucket.
Where's the bucket? This fish is gonna die.
He goes, oh no! He drops his cane rod, and he goes rushing to the tent where you guys slept, where the pack is, as he brings out a pretty good sized 10-gallon bucket. He hurriedly goes to where Namriel and the crab are. He dips a really good solid thing of water, and as the water hits the bucket and the bucket is upright, you notice little bubbles escaping from the bottoms and the side. Here you go, bucket.
Bubbles.
Yeah, so the bucket is actually aerating the water.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna throw my fish in.
All right, you guys now have one trout and one bass. What did they do with the bass? They threw it back.
I guess we saved the bass for dinner.
Phoebe already threw it back.
Oh.
Yeah, he realized it wasn't what he was looking for, so he threw it back.
I missed that part. Okay, I'm sorry.
Vivi goes,
I'm gonna shout, any fish you catch, just save them for dinner if they're not what we need.
well, I just had a bass, but then I threw it back because we weren't fishing for bass. We were fishing for trout. But I got to stay here with the bucket just to make sure nothing happens to the trout. Is that okay? Don't have to do fishing anymore. Fishing is really boring.
You don't have to fish if you don't want to. Just stay with John.
Yay! So Vivi takes himself and the bucket and goes, plunks himself back beside John. Alyssa moves over just a hair bit, so that way Vivi is between Alyssa and John. And on that note, we're going to get back to some more fishing, but I've got to go refresh my teas super quick. I won't be very long. You guys can go ahead and roll more survivals for your next cast if you'd like.
What do you want to name the bird? Because I'm planning on trying to get it to stick party.
I think we need to just like wait and see how its personality develops.
See what it does being around this bird. That's fair.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. It's only
It's a long
7:42.
day.
We still got another hour and maybe an extra 15. An hour 15,
She'll
possibly
probably cut it a
30.
little early. She'll probably cut it a little early since we've been playing for so long. I'd say
Maybe,
we'll probably
yeah.
go at least until 8:30. We had a long day. We had family over for Clint's birthday.
Yeah. I can't deal with people. I can't have a lot of people over at once.
Yeah, it's draining.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't doubt it.
I am so sorry. I think the
No,
hardest
it's
thing
all
is going to
good.
be getting that fucking turtle.
Yeah.
Because she said it's got to be a tortoise, so it's got to be the one that's on the land.
I thought it was the one in the water. I thought we were after the turtle, not the tortoise.
I think we're supposed to go after the tortoise, but we'll double check.
We'll get it
because
figured
I don't
out.
fucking remember.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out here shortly. Because if it's the one in the water, it'll be a lot easier than that giant motherfucker.
So,
Maybe.
do you guys know how that they've got the security seal on the tea jugs now? Yeah,
Say what?
The plastic ones. When you open a thing of tea,
What
you
about
know
it?
they got the safety seal on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not all the time. If they have the breakable seal, they don't need the safety seal on the top.
Well, this one had
Not the Milo's sweet tea.
Yeah, this one had the safety seal. I went to go and do it, and I broke the tab off, so I went to go do it with my teeth, and I squeezed a little too hard, so now I am soaked in non-sweet sweet tea. Yeah. Your Prana, you have the next open cast.
Oh yeah. Are we after the tortoise or the turtle?
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
No, I'm asking. Yeah.
BB Pipe said, the tortoise is on the land, the turtle is in the water, so we got to go after the turtles in the water.
Oh, okay.
Thought so.
I think
Like
that's
that's.
interesting.
Yeah.
Brana, you think that cast may have been a little too shallow because I guess just where you have the boat, you didn't catch anything. All right, let's go more casting. Czar, Alyssa, BB's not doing, but John still is, and Barrett. John gets a really, really deep tug on his line. However, it's not a trout; it's another bass.
Keep it. We'll eat that motherfucker.
John gets up, says, "BB, walk to the bucket with me, man. We'll put this bass up. We did get some food." So Phoebe's like, "Oh yeah," and he goes with John. They put the bass in the bucket. We now have another bass. Luca, would you like to reposition your boat?
Yeah, I guess. So let's go a little further. That crab shouldn't fuck with me.
Yabrana, do a Yabrana, I need a perception check. And then
Okay, hold on.
Namriel, I'll ask you what that was in just a second. Yabrana,
All right.
as you're getting close and you cast out, you get a tug on the line, which brings your attention to something very interesting underneath the water. There is a chest. You reel your fish in. It's not a trout. It's, again, another bass. So that means you guys have 3 bass. Nope, 2 bass, 1 trout for a total of 3 fish. But you notice that there is a chest underneath the water. It's about 10 feet down and 10 feet away from me. What do you do?
All right, I'm gonna eyeball the spot. I'll be like, I need assistance. I'm gonna go back to shore. I'm like, who wants to help me pull a box out of the water?
I'm taking care of the bird. If someone else can, while I go underwater and get it.
Zara says, I'll hold it. My back's aching from holding
Who
this
said it?
pole anyway. Zara.
I pick the bird up, or I pick the nest up while the bird's in it and hand it to Zar.
She takes it.
As I gently, scritch its head before I walk over to Arya.
All right, Arya, you're in
Or
the
Yabrana.
Yabrana, you're in the driver's seat of the
All right.
boat.
We're
Zar,
going back.
Namriel, I'll move your token for you. Oh, never mind, you already did. All right, so you guys get back out. Yabrana, you absolutely still see where the underwater chest is. What do you do?
What's how do you think we should get this up?
Well, okay, can I redirect where I was going to use that perception check?
You absolutely can. What would you like to do with it?
All right, I want to use that perception check to look around in the water and see if there's anything that I can see that is noticeably dangerous if I were to get in the water.
You look in the immediate vicinity, which for you would probably be about 20 feet out and 20 feet down in all directions. You don't notice anything. You see a really pretty koi fish. Those are rare. But it's not like the rainbow koi fish that you guys see. It's just a regular koi. It's got pretty fins, beautiful colors, rather big. I think it's about a 4 or 5 foot long one.
I point at it in the water and say, Yabrana, if you catch that one, keep it. I'm going to turn it into a pet.
But other than
Okay.
that, you see
Where
no...
are we gonna keep it?
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Other than that, you notice that the chest is about 10 feet underwater. It's also about 15 feet away from the closest shore. Or you could try to haul it into the boat. And just know that because of the map, this chest isn't that big. It's a normal...
It's just how it looks.
Yeah, it's just a normal size. I couldn't get everything right the first time. But it's just a normal size chest. It's probably about a good 10 inches long and about 5
How
inches
much
wide.
would it weigh?
If it's filled with water, a lot. If it's airtight, not so much.
All right. I'm going to grab some rope because I know I keep some in my bag. I think I have 20 feet of rope in there, give or take. It'll be more than enough. I'm going
right,
to hand one end of it to Yabrana.
Yep.
If I tug on this, that means start pulling me up.
Okay.
I'm going to take the other end, wrap it around my hand, and grip it tightly, and I'm going to jump into the water.
Absolutely. You jump into the water. What do you do?
I start swimming down to the chest.
It's not that far down. You barely feel any pressure at all on your chest. As you get close to the chest, you notice that It doesn't have any handholds or anything, so you would need to loop the rope around the chest to pull it up.
I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm
Sure.
gonna take it and wrap it around the chest.
Survival check.
If I don't roll good, I'm gonna have to burn one of my DM inspirations. I don't know if it went through or not. I clicked it.
I don't see it on.
Nope.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there it is. Ignore the second roll.
It's wrapped around there.
I'm gonna give a slight tug on the rope
Wicked.
to signal for Yabrana to pull it up.
Yabrana, give me a strength check.
All right.
Oh,
Nice.
oh,
Nice.
easy. It's underwater. It makes everything more buoyant. Even Namriel's weight on there is nothing to you. You reel them in like the biggest catch you've ever caught. Namriel, your head breaks the
Nice.
surface. The chest also bobs to the surface. What do you do?
You want to
You
just
wanna
hang
just-
on to the side of the boat and I'll just reel us to shore?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep a hold on the rope as the chest is still attached to it, and I'm just gonna let Arya take us back. Oh,
Okay.
everything's being weird.
Yeah, but it's okay. Just some snapback.
All right. You guys get to the shore. Namriel, you are where you can stand up. You have a firm hold on the chest.
I'm gonna pull
right.
it all the way on shore, like up here.
Okay. Anybody investigation check?
Bonk. 6. I'm going to pop one of them. That's a 16.
So, Namriel, you look at this chest and it is definitely locked. It's got one of those good iron locks on it. And it seems to be complex. You could try to break the chest, or you could see if anybody can pick the lock.
Who's
Don't I have
supposed to-
these tools?
You do.
Yeah, you do.
That I still have yet to set up properly on your tab because I'm a dummy. Sorry. Roll a d20 for it.
I mean, I can get some set up on my end, and I can just
I have it.
roll up through mine.
Wait, maybe not. Okay, yeah. So
I need to get me some thieves' tools.
yeah. I guess I could use one of my last DM inspiration.
No, let me get a crack at it.
Okay, I'll let you crack it. I'll give him my thieves' tools.
Okay. Namriel, you now have Yabrana's thieves' tools. What do you do?
Well, if you give me 2 seconds, I'm going to try and get it set up on my. Oh, and it just. My Wi-Fi might not be working. Hold on. There we go. It finally went in. Thieves' tools are a dexterity-based thing. That's a 16. And that's like not being proficient with them or anything.
Namriel, you wiggle and jiggle the lock, and you hear a snick as the lock falls away.
I hand the thieves' tools back to Arya, and I open the chest.
Sweet.
Investigation for the contents of said chest, please.
Oh, Oh, yikes.
So,
I'm going to take a peek too.
awesome. Investigation check.
Fantastic. Thank you. Please roll higher than I did. Thank fuck.
Okay, so you both open the chest, which of course, you know, I'm going to move you. Of course, brings everybody's attention. Even Barrett decides to come and check out and see what you got there. As you guys,
We caught a chest.
Barrett goes, I could see. You guys open the chest. Inside the chest are just river flotsam. It looks like it wasn't quite waterproof. So there's a little bit of sludge at the bottom. There are 3 items in this chest. One is a book that is unfortunately ruined due to the sludge at the bottom. It is ineligible and not legible. There's no saving it. It's trash. There is a carefully wrapped cuirass. A cuirass. It is a armored chest piece. It looks like it could fit a adult human. It appears to be made out of silver and iron, and it has a beautiful filigree of a tree. So the front of the plate, it's male or female because it's plate cuirass. So it's got the iron and silver plate, and then it's where it attaches to the body is a very supple leather. The third item
And
is
what's the third?
The third item is a jar. The jar is sealed. You can't quite see through the jar, but the seal is red. And in the top, directly on the top, it says, "Do not open," in red blacks.
I'm gonna take that fucking advice.
You can have the curious. I'm going to take the bottle.
Go right on ahead.
Yabrana, what do you do with said bottle? It's a pretty good sized bottle. It's probably about 6 inches wide.
He's gonna fucking
4
open
inches, 4 inches tall.
I'm going to put it in my bag.
I was finished.
Which bag,
Okay.
please?
I want.
My regular bag.
Okay, you store the bottle in your adventurer's bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can you see through the bottle?
No.
Not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. It's kind of filmy and
Opaque.
it's dirty. It's opaque. You can't really see what's in it. And the "do not open," by the way, is written in common.
I'm going to take the chest piece out and examine it. I'm also going to run one of those on it.
Okay. You cast Identify. Even though it's that divination, it is not part of our healing set for this campaign, so you will need to roll me a d20. Unless you're casting it as a cantrip.
I can't downcast it.
I didn't think you could, but I was just going to ask just in case.
And there goes my Wi-Fi again.
Would you like for me to roll your d20 for you?
Yep, I'm going to pray to God that you don't screw me over with it. Nope, there it went. That's a 12.
Okay, so your Identify spell goes off without a hitch. It is a pretty decent leveled set of armor. It is level appropriate, so I'd say it's level 10. So that put it in straight into rare. The filigree alone, this piece is going to be worth some money. There's not anything inscribed in it. You don't feel anything magical about it. It's just a good, solid piece of armor. Barrett looks over your shoulder and goes, well, that's damn pretty.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm
Fuck
not
it.
getting anything magical off of it, so I might actually throw it on. Besides, I can shape it afterwards. So,
You absolutely can. Do you
why
wear
not?
it?
Yeah. You said silver and iron?
Silver and iron.
Because most times armor affects AC. So what would that do to mine?
So it's a piece of rare armor, whatever the book says. I think it's a +3.
Armor.
I'll have to look it up before you go adding stuff. So
There's adamantite, half plate armor, hide armor. Should I just do half plate armor +3? No, there's plate armor right there +3.
yeah, I thought it was a +3. Yeah, that'll be absolutely fine.
So you just want me to throw plate armor in there and add +3 to my well, plate armor says it's a legendary.
Oh,
Let me look at half plate armor.
half plate might be rare. As long as it's rare, it's fine.
Nope, half plate armor is legendary as well.
Well,
Here,
let's
just keep going, and I'll look for whatever's supposed to be rare.
please, if you don't mind, because we got some more stuff to do.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to you so you can see.
Yeah, not a problem. So you guys, that's everything that you got out of the chest. Vivi looks very disappointed that the book isn't readable. It's like, oh. Zara is like,
I know why they're all legendary. It's because of the +3 bonus. So you just want me to go +2 because that's very rare.
yeah, let's do +2 because I don't want to give you anything legendary just quite yet. Rare is a really good level
Alright.
for you. Very rare would be like a touch above, but at +2, that's fine. Okay.
Okay, my AC is now 20.
Fantastic. You guys have now got all of your loot from the chest. What do you do?
Just break the chest apart and use it for firewood after it dries out, depending on how long
Shit,
we're
I'm
be
down.
here.
Well, you guys can assume
I'm gonna keep the ruined book too.
Yeah.
you'll need to dry it out, or it might get everything in your pack wet.
That's
Do you?
fine.
Okay, so you.
I'm
What do
gonna
you?
put it by the fire.
Okay, yeah, and the fire is absolutely
Like,
still going.
Slightly crack the book open so the heat hits all the pages.
I know how to dry a book.
The snark. I love the damn snark. That's my favorite part of this damn campaign.
You motherfucker.
So you guys are arguing about how to effectively dry the book as Vivi comes behind you guys. Ooh, put it on this. Put it on this. As he's got a couple of collection of sticks to keep it up off the ground. It seems like a good idea to him at
Fuck,
least.
I forgot to send you a picture of the thing. All right, there you go.
Perfect.
Keep going.
Then.
I'm sorry.
I should have it in just a second. All right, so you guys sit out the book to dry. Zara still has the baby bird. The baby bird is asleep and comfortable. Zara and Vivi are actually going over his cookbook again as John and Alyssa go back to the thing. John whispers something to Zara. She nods her head. And John feels comfortable enough to leave Vivi's side and go to the bank. Barrett shakes his head, is like, I just, you guys pull shit out of the damn river. I don't get it. I never had anything fall out of a dang chest for me like that. As Barrett goes, he checks the crab. Crab is fine. As everybody goes back to fishing. Ubrana, what do you do? Nightmare, you still haven't fished yet.
Probably not going to.
Okay, no worries. Jabrana, what do you do?
Huh?
Jabrana, what do you do? Everybody's getting back to fishing.
Oh, I'm done with fishing. I'm laying this book out to dry. Y'all have fun. I caught one of the fish.
Okay, so everybody continues to fish in the afternoon. That last one is Barrett. He gets a fish, but it let's go. And the person that lands the final trout is John. So you guys now have your crab.
Finally.
You have the trout.
Finally.
Now you just need the turtle. Fortunately, that's lasted long enough that it is now early evening. Probably about early afternoon, let's say about 5 or 6 o'clock. You guys still have plenty of hours of daylight left, but it's also prime time to catch turtles, according to Vivi.
Comical fucking time.
Checking on the crab really quick too.
The crab seems to be doing great.
At this point, I'm willing to bet it just gave up on getting out.
I guess I'll take one of those fish and hold it for the crab to nibble on because I don't know if it's had anything to eat. We don't need it dying from hunger. He's one of the bass.
You take the bass, you put it in front of the crab's mouth. The crab ignores the food.
Okay, well, if you don't want to fucking eat, I can't make you eat, bitch. And I'll walk off. Like, all right, who wants to catch a turtle?
Vivi and John and Czar are all around the cookbook. I guess that's a no. Alyssa comes up to you though and nods her head and signs, "I'm ready." Barrett also comes, shaking his head, looking at his reed fish pole. He goes, "Well, damn. All right, I guess I'm in too."
All right. Anybody see a turtle anywhere?
Perception checks.
Yeah, I'll roll one for shits and giggles. Wow.
You don't notice one from the bank. Neither do Alyssa or Barrett. Namriel, you're not entirely sure what a turtle looks like. For some reason, you just have no idea what a turtle looks like.
So I can tell what a very rare bird is based off the fucking beak. I don't know what a turtle is.
Nope. It is escaping you at the moment.
Oh god.
Oh,
So from where
geez.
you guys
All
are
right.
at, you guys do not notice any turtles.
Anybody got any ideas?
Vivi says, "I know what to do
What?
from the book." See?
Then tell us, friend.
He holds the book out and he holds it out.
Okay. I look at the book.
As you look at the book, it says water turtle. Habits, moods, favorite food. Habits, most active in the early afternoon to evening. Favorite foods, fish, and surprisingly, chicken. Habits, they will chase after bait if you dangle it like a cat toy.
Okay. So I guess I'll get one of the bait fish and put it on my cane pole and wiggle it around on the bank, see if there's anything nearby.
Okay, we're going to do another survival check. And this time, to get the turtle's attention, you only need to roll a 10 or better.
That's not too bad.
You don't attract the turtle.
Anybody else want to try?
Alyssa,
I
hold-
I'm
she's
gonna
rushing
go.
back.
I'm gonna go get the bird back from Czar.
It's not a problem. She hands it back to you just fine. It's not uncomfortable. It is not hungry. It is very well taken care of. Alyssa holds out her hand for your rod. Yabrana.
So what?
Alyssa holds out her hand for your rod because...
She went to the bathroom.
Oh. I didn't catch
Yep.
that. Bad DM.
Still in the bathroom, but I would obviously give it to her.
Okay, and she rolls poorly. She also doesn't attract the turtle. Alyssa, looking at reeling her line in, she notices that she almost threw the bass off the hook, rebaits it, and tries again.
If she doesn't get it, I want to stab at it.
All right, now Muriel, she casts and she does not attract the turtle. Do you say
Okay,
that you
give
want
me 2 seconds. Yeah, I say out loud. Let me have a stab at it.
Alyssa nods, passes you the rod, and Yabrana, you notice that she signed, "This is a lot harder than I thought it'd be." Now, Muriel,
Give me like 2 seconds, and I'll do it. Survival, right?
Yep.
Oh, I snapped the fucking rock.
No, the rod
Well,
survives.
it wasn't a 1, so...
No, the rod survives. However, you do throw off the bait. So now you guys will have to use your last bass to rebait the line.
Oh well, it is what it is. I'll rebait it.
You rebait. Trout is on, nice and secure. What do you do?
Oh. That's an 18. I'm getting that fucking turtle.
From the depths, you see something rolling, chasing your bait. You feel a tug and a snap. You reel it in. You guys now have a turtle. That's probably a really big token for that turtle. My apologies if it... Oh, that's not the size of that turtle.
What the fuck?
Sorry, that's not the size of... But it's still a pretty good sized turtle. It should be big enough. You brought it. Do you remember where you threw your... Come on. Do you remember where you threw that carrier?
Honestly,
Yeah.
You're going to need it. You guys now have a turtle.
Oh, yeah. I just tossed it off to the side all pissed. I go and grab it back up. My little cage that I made. Turtle cage.
All right. So, Namriel, you have a turtle, and now you have a cage. What do you do with the turtle?
I'm gonna throw the bastard in the cage.
Okay. So now you guys have all 3 ingredients that you've tried for. You guys have the big ass crab, which is still alive, doing well, is not hungry, and is still alive in the water. You guys have 2 trout
And
left in
not happy
the...
either.
You guys have 2 trout left in the magical bucket. They're doing fantastic. The water is very well aerated, and they're just having fun swimming their fishy little lives. The turtle is not very happy about being out of the water, but they are okay, and they are now secured in the cage. It is now getting dusk. What do you do?
Shit, honestly, I'm probably gonna put the turtle close to, but far enough away from the crab so it doesn't try to go after it. But the turtle is still in the water, and I'm gonna take first shift again.
Yabana, do you agree?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Check on the book.
Your book is drawing, and we're going to go ahead and do something a little bit different for this because I do want you guys to get to the next screen again. So we're going to have you guys roll a D100 to see if anything interesting happens overnight. Just you
Okay.
two.
All right. 80.
93.
Damn.
So, Yabrana, as your who had first shift? Namriel?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had first.
Namriel had first
So,
shift.
Namriel, as you're waiting on first shift, you decide to take the boat out for another little spin. And you find another chest in the water.
Where?
Didn't even see that fucker.
Not next to. Is that crab still there or has it moved on?
It is now
Please
night.
tell me it's like back over here somewhere.
It is now nighttime. That crab is asleep.
Okay. Roughly how far down is it?
This one's closer to shore, so about only 5 feet.
Anything immediately dangerous in the water?
There's a rather large fish nearby, but it doesn't seem attracted to the boat or to you.
Okay, so it's not aggro. I'm going to. Okay, so is there anything on the boat I could tie the rope to?
No, unfortunately, you would need somebody's assistance to get the chest up.
All right, I'm gonna go back to shore over here. I'm gonna go to Barrett and ask him to come with me. Tell him I found another chest.
Barrett, who was also asleep in his tent, says, "Fuck yeah, let's go." No hesitation.
All right, so let me grab my token and the boat. Boom, 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 boom.
So Barrett comes out. It's like, damn.
Yeah. Keep it down. I don't want to wake the crab either.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I hand him one end of the rope. I say, hold it. Whenever I give you a tug, start slowly trying to pull it up to the boat.
Will do.
I don't really jump into the water. I kind of like slowly slide into the water because I'm not trying to create a lot of noise to disturb the crab.
Stealth roll. Oh, yeah. You're fine.
I have a penalty because of the heavy armor.
No, you're fine.
But 13.
No, you get into the water just fine.
I swim to the chest and I wrap the rope around the chest.
Survival check.
Oh.
Your tie doesn't tie. It just kind of falls off.
All right, I try it again. It's a little bit better.
It's a little bit better. So you tie it, and I assume you give Barrett the tug?
Am I good to roll it one more time and see if I can make it any better before I give it a tug?
You absolutely can roll one more time to tighten it. All right.
That's a 13.
It's tightened.
I give it a tug.
Barrett goes to try to pull you up. And you kind of sit there.
Okay, I swim my way back up. chest is wrapped, I climb back onto the boat and try and start pulling it up.
Strength check. Let's do this as an assisted. So
Okay,
5 plus 3 is 8.
8.
It's not moving.
I look at Barrett and say, "You ready for one more attempt?" Well, actually, I cast enhance ability on myself, and
Okay.
I take the bull's strength effect.
Bull strength.
Which is advantage on
Advantage.
strength checks.
Okay. Roll me a d20 and then roll your strength.
That's a 15 followed by a 19. I didn't even need it.
Oh. You cast your spell. Everything goes mostly to plan. You can feel your biceps kind of thickening up. But it's not noticeable to anybody else, just to you. It's kind of like in an anime when somebody goes to flex and their clothes kind of strain. You effortlessly pull the chest back up and into the boat.
And then I row us back to shore. I'm going to avoid the tortoise.
Yep, you avoid the still sleeping tortoise. That tortoise has been sleeping. Everybody is still in their tents.
And then I'm going to conjure Dragon's Wrath, and I'm going to give the chest a little pokey poke to make sure it's not a mimic.
You poke the chest and nothing happens?
Okay. I'm now going to investigation.
This chest is not locked.
I open it and look inside.
Give me one moment while I do the rolls on my side. All right, so you open up the chest. One more investigation for the contents of the chest, please, and then we're good.
Okay. Investigation. 10.
So inside the chest, there is a diadem. It is a metal circlet that goes and sits over somebody's head. It is made of copper, and it looks like it has an opal gemstone in the center. And in the other section of the chest, down at the very bottom, there is a locked box. It's a very small box. It's
There's a lock box?
There is a locked box. The box is wood. The lock is intricate. It's a very delicate box. The box itself is maybe 3 inches high, 3 inches tall, 3 inches wide. And the lock that's attached to it is, you want to say baby gold? And instead of where you can pick it, it has a delicate set of tumblers.
So like a guess the code thing.
Yeah, except that there's no digits on the tumblers. It's just round tumblers with blank slots. There are 3 tumblers. There are no symbols on them. And it looks like there are 7 rotations per tumbler.
Okay, so there's 7 on each.
So 3 tumblers with no information on any sides of the tumbler, and you can rotate each tumbler 7 times.
343 possible combinations.
That is correct.
I guess label them 1 through 7 and start cracking at it.
I need a D100, please, and you can only attempt this one time a day.
What do you need a D100 for exactly?
To see if you crack the fucking password.
Ooh. You went all Domo Origato, Mr. Roboto, Aria.
10.
Sorry. I was in the laundry room.
Ah, Kitchen Ghost. Tell him I said hi. Unfortunately, you are unable to break the combination today. You can try again in another 24 hours. Barrett looks at the diadem and goes, hey, can I have that?
Yeah, sure, here. I say as I hand it over to him.
You hand it over to him and you notice that Barrett, before he takes it from you, puts on a pair of gloves. He takes a handkerchief out of his back pocket and delicately wraps it before placing it in his hip pack.
As he's like starting to mess with it, I'm gonna reach up, touch it, and cast Identify.
Roll me a d20.
Just to see if there's anything weird going on with it. Oh! I don't know if that's the time I want to be rolling a nat 20.
It's really not. It's a very pretty piece of jewelry. There's nothing else to it. There's no magical tinge whatsoever. It is made of delicately wrought copper, and the opal that is sit inside it is just a standard opal. There's nothing special about it. It's just really
Can I
pretty.
get an estimated value?
Oh, now see, that's where that is hitting the money. It's an older piece of jewelry. The stone's very old. The setting's very old. The right seller, the right buyer, probably 30 gold.
Hey, Barrett, if you find the right person and they offer you enough, give me like 15%. I found the chest.
Dude, this is a present for my sister.
Hey, that
Yeah,
thing,
you
that
don't
thing's
need
kind of
money.
pricey though.
But have you seen my sister?
I feel like she can be a pain in the ass sometimes.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's why I bring her trinkets home, to make her like me more. Huh.
That's fair.
All right, so that is the end of your watch, Domriel. You are one
Yup.
3x3x3 box richer. Yabrana, during your watch, you go to
Well, look.
check. Yes.
I want you to write down an actual code.
Oh, pumpkin. This is going to be.
She already has that, friend.
Yeah. So there is a secret to that box. I've already got everything you need, but you just haven't figured out how. Right now, you're just randomly guessing. You can only guess that once a day. You find out more about the box, we'll talk. But right now,
Maybe you know a little bit more about how it works.
right now, you don't know shit other than it's a
something
golden.
I haven't done. Let me inspect the box more.
You can, but I'm gonna make you
But
wait
you can
for
do
it.
nothing with the knowledge.
Yeah,
But it can happen.
Yeah,
It can happen whenever.
I'll give you the investigation roll on that in a little bit more in depth.
Cool.
Yabrana, during your watch, you go back to the book that you set out to dry. Yep. So it's drying. It's in the process. It's almost dry. And you could swear you could see something in that book. What do you do?
I'm going to gingerly actually bend down and look. I'm not going to pick it up again while it's drying.
You could almost make it out, but you can't get close enough to read it without bringing it to your face. You will have to pick up the book to read it.
Fine.
Are you wearing
Pick
gloves?
up the book. No.
Wonderful. You hear a voice in your head that says, "For my last deed, this is a good one. Ask me a single question."
Oh, good.
Now, I'm going to stop here. You and Namriel can absolutely talk and figure out what question you guys want to ask this book. You got one shot.
Oh, God.
What do we want to ask the book? What would be like the best question here?
I
Because
don't know.
it wasn't very limiting with what it could answer.
But what do we need
Right,
answers to?
That's why I'm giving you guys time. Discuss.
I'd say we either go with something that's gonna happen that could happen soon, like the location of the people that are trying to kill the kid, so
Yeah,
we
but
know
how
where to
specific does
avoid.
the question have to be?
That's true. We could wake Zar. We could wake Zar and see what all she
No.
knows about it. Yeah,
I don't think that that's an acceptable use. And we don't even know, this book could just be fucking with me.
that's true.
For a
I
little
don't.
bit, for a little bit of DM clarification, so that way you guys know exactly what you have in your hands. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This book will honestly answer one question. You can assume, since it's a magical tome, that any question of a magical nature, or, I mean, any question really.
I know what I want to ask it, but I don't know if it'll violate my contract.
Okay, discuss, and we'll see.
I want to know if there's a way to take off the bangle.
And absolutely
From
make
Alyssa's wrist. I never said I wouldn't try and take it off myself. I just made it part of the agreement that they would take it off as painlessly as possible.
And
I
you
meant
never
more.
said you wouldn't try and find a way to take it off in the first place.
Exactly. That wasn't stipulated in the contract, but I just want to make sure I'm not.
that will not be a breach of your oath.
Is it worth it? I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask the book if there's any way I can remove the embedded bracelet from Alyssa's arm without taking the arm.
Or without killing her.
Or without killing her, obviously. Like, without causing irreparable damage.
The book gives you a very solid answer in your head. Yes. How you
I
remove...
haven't asked it yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, I thought you were going to fuck me. Because I need detailed instructions on how to do it.
No, I was just...
Can you provide me with detailed instructions on how to remove the bracelet from Alyssa's wrist with as little damage as possible?
Yes. To remove a bonded bracelet, you need the subject's full cooperation for number 1. Number
Okay.
2, you need the blood of a virgin. I know it's trite, but there's reasons for it. The blood must also be given freely, willingly, and it cannot be the person that is bonded.
Okay.
The third and last item you need is an amethyst stone bathed in moon water. You take the stone bathed in moon water for 24 hours. You anoint it with the virgin's blood and you tap it to the bonded bracelet with the full
Okay.
permission
Can I ask
of the bonded.
at DM? Can I ask you a clarifying question? What is moon water?
So moon water is a pretty common thing that they have around. A lot of apothecaries will have it. It is just water that has been set outside under a full moon. It's a relatively common thing to have. The amethyst you might have a problem with, but
Okay.
the blood of a virgin you might have a
Question.
problem
We
with
just-
too.
Question.
We just gotta find a dude who has a lot of gems, see if they have an amethyst.
I'm gonna think the book and set it down. If that was the end of what it was saying, and I'm going to pull out the bag of gems that I stole from the brothel and pour them out on the ground.
D100,
Oh shit!
D100, please.
Is there an amethyst in there?
We're going to see how lucky you are. No.
Fuck.
Can I use my DM inspiration?
Yes, but that roll has to be a 13 or higher. And I did that 13 on purpose.
I'm gonna try. This is my last DM inspiration, I think.
Yeah, it is. I've used both of mine, so
You notice what you
Ooh.
thought was a rose quartz is actually a very light amethyst quartz.
Fabulous. I'm gonna put all of the rest of the gems back in the bag,
Wicked,
and I'm going to take the amethyst
Wicked,
and put it in my coin bag. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
may I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
after you thank the book, you hear a sigh as the pages disintegrate. There's nothing left of it.
you know we could have used that book to find out how to bring the rest of the gods back. That just crossed my mind.
I didn't want to waste it on that. That removes the mystery of what we're trying to accomplish. You can't have all the answers.
And also that would
It
be
wouldn't
more
be
We have a
any-
god
also
remove the bracelet.
that would be more than one question as well, just so you know. You'd have to ask what
Oh, because it'd
specific.
be one for each individual one.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it would have.
Yabrana, you take the amethyst, the light purple amethyst, and you put it in your coin bag. So you have it separated out now. You have all of the rest of your gems in your bag. You've used the one diamond that you had in there. You've removed the amethyst. You have about 23 stones remaining of all of different variety, clarity, and cut.
Fabulous.
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but that bag is coming in really handy right about now.
Hell yeah. I'm glad I grabbed and scraped all of those gems off of that table before we left the brothel.
The only downside is even after even after we remove that band, we still have to fill the blood oath.
We still have to fulfill the oath, but we won't be spot on anymore.
As she won't have to, or she won't be able to hear anything. So I
She
mean,
won't be in pain anymore.
she wouldn't know where we're going next. This a win-win
Yep.
here.
100%.
Okay, so you guys pass the rest of the night without anything else happening. In the morning, everybody gets up. You guys get your tents ready. Everything is packed up. You are ready to go. We're going to take you back to the previous map, unless you guys want to do something else while you're here.
No, we got all the shit
We're
we need.
good.
We got all the ingredients. We got all the livestock.
Found 2 chests. I think we're doing good.
Okay, so we're going to. That's that. That's that. The one's a bucket with a trout. One's a turtle. Don't judge me. And then where's our crab? Crab. You guys also bring the boat back around, so that is a thing. Now you guys have a problem. Let me explain the problem to you. Only 2 people can fit on the boat. Okay. You guys have to keep hands on each of the 3 items you're bringing back across. So that way nothing gets dropped into the river and lost. All right. But even though the crab is tied up, it will still try to eat the fish. Okay. Crab will eat the fish. The turtle, even though it's small, will try to nibble at the crab. You have to get everybody back across the river safely with no injuries to fish, crab, or turtle.
I know that you went through all the trouble of setting this up,
I did.
but you know what we're gonna do, right?
I know. But I had to. It was perfect.
We're just gonna do the same thing we did last time. We're gonna, one person and a crab gonna go over.
We're gonna pull the boat back
and then
across.
pull the boat back.
I know.
You
Okay.
didn't see that coming, did ya?
I did.
Alright. I'm gonna go across first and try and tie the boat up.
Okay. What, if anything, do you take with you? Or who? Could you fit another person or an item?
I'm gonna take.
Crab.
Fuck it. I'll take the crab.
Okay, so you basically hold the crab underneath the water as you go across. You do have the rope in your hand. Who has the other side of that rope?
Barrett.
All right, you get off. You have the crab. It is now on its back because you did remember that. Barrett pulls the boat back across.
Sorry.
Nice. That's a base to it.
All right. I assume it would be safe to send Barrett and BV with the fish bucket.
Yes.
All right. Barrett's got the rope. I've got the other end of the rope.
Barrett,
they're gonna go across, and we're gonna pull it back.
BB and the fish make it cross safely. Yabrana, you pull the boat back.
Yep. All right, and then next will be Alyssa and John and the turtle.
Alyssa, John, and the turtle. John has the side of the rope. They go across absolutely fine. You have the other end of the rope to pull it back.
Yep, and Zara and I are going to get in and row back across.
When Zara gets in the boat with you, she goes, "This is the weirdest group I've ever been a part of. Just so you know."
You'll get used to us. Or you'll die.
And it's going to get so much worse.
Oh, lovely. As you guys reach the other side of the river. My puzzle.
Yeah, there's no either or with this. Either you get used to us or you're dead. So.
My puzzle.
Don't worry, you can set up another one like this. Just don't give us a way to cheese it.
Duly noted. You guys absolutely make it across the river. You guys have all 3 of your items secured, ready to go, as Vivi leads the way with a stoic John by his side as you guys begin to make your way to Nabrat. And I think
Sweet.
that's where we're going to end it tonight. We have had almost a 4-hour session today.
Nice.
Yeah.
So thoughts, compliments, criticisms, concerns, or complaints about tonight's session, please.
No, I had fun, and I really like fucking up your plans.
Yeah.
My puzzle. I was so fucking...
Hey, next time, don't give us a way to fucking cheese it.
Yeah, like make the rope break, or like somebody fall into the water and be like, oh, well, you can't do it that way. And you tried to stop us, but it didn't work.
But it didn't work.
No, it
So.
didn't work. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, motherfucker, no, my puzzle. Fortunately, I gave Namriel a harder, more difficult puzzle to try to undo. So
Yeah, there's still the puzzle box to work out, so I think it'll be fun.
It's gonna suck. There's 343 combinations. I never
Maybe
got
if
information
you were-
on my investigation roll.
oh,
Didn't.
I think
yeah.
I deserve a reroll.
No, we're going to stick with that 11. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you
I-
ignored it.
I did for a little bit,
I'm
but
fucking with
we will
you.
absolutely do that. So
Got
from
on my
what you
phone,
could
I'm
tell,
trying to save it.
from the tumbler lock, it is made out of gold. It's
I got it.
very fine and delicate. However, of course, it's gold. You think you can bend it, right? You can't bend it. I mean, you can like hardcore try to bend it. It's not bending.
Makes sense.
The tumblers look like they have been aged.
Yeah.
So it's extremely
Can I make
old.
one more roll on it?
You can, but give me just a second. I'm still doing my description. The 3 tumblers, the symbols that were on there have been worn away with time and possibly water erosion. But the sneaking mechanism as you turn the tumblers is still very nice, sharp, and crisp. What other roll did you want to do?
I wanted to do an Arcana on the lock.
All right, roll me Arcana.
Well, didn't fucking matter.
Oh no. Oh, it does. That thing shines bright like a diamond in your Arcana sense. However, it is too complicated for you to figure out what the fuck it is.
Which means if I had to guess, it's an enchanted lock. So dispel magic wouldn't work on it. It wouldn't be cursed, because it would have reacted with me the second I touched it. Huh. I'll have to fiddle more with it. I'll figure it out within the next session or two.
Mooch.
All right,
Love ya.
guys. That was a very, very fun stream. Thank you, viewer, for coming in and watching us have my puzzle. But my puzzle.
Sorry, we screwed up your plans.
So if anybody can go and chat after this, if you're watching the VOD and actually know how to solve that puzzle, would you put it down just so I don't feel so
I
bad?
actually know how to solve it.
So
I know specifically how to solve that puzzle.
So not only did you know how to solve it, but you said fuck it anyway.
Yes, that's what makes it fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
my puzzle. All right, guys, that's where we're going to end it tonight. Everybody say good night, and we're going to see you next week. Absolutely, for a another stream. We're going to go from 7 to 9 next week, and we'll see you Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Alrighty. Good night.